Good evening, everybody. As I told you earlier, I was going to come back and host another show of Better Together. And can we get along? Can we just get along, my brothers and sisters? Okay. And I brought back my good friend, Mr. Carl Shaft, world renowned bodyguard to the masses. No, sorry. And we're gonna restart this conversation because I had to take a mommy break, get my children, but it's just something that I wanted to revisit and pairing with Carl because we are kind of like solution oriented minded people because usually we hear panels and we're on IG and TikTok, and even though people are having conversations, it's kind of hard sometimes because so many perspectives. People are passionate about their beliefs. Some people are religious, some people aren't. Some people don't care about the state of the Black community. Some people do. So I just, you know, I'm grateful that he's here tonight. I'm going to bring him up as my special guest, and we're just going to continue in this thing because we do need to talk. I think it's better now than holding off the Black community getting back together. So I'm going to bring up my special guest, Mr. Carl Shaft. Right? Wait. Hi.
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm doing good. TJ in the comments. Mr. Through the Fire. I'm trying to like type it. Fire podcast. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I know it's so hard. I'm trying to keep up with typing and everything. So we are continuing from this afternoon talking about the state of the Black community. All right.
Deteriorating, but yes.
You said what?
It's deteriorating, but yes.
Yes, let's put the sand castle back together, okay? I'm not gonna give up hope because I know that everybody can't be saved. I've come to accept that even though I'm a romantic and I think everything can work out right. Okay, I'm applying my Disney my Disney hope to the Black community, but I don't really know. So hi
Good
everybody.
luck with that,
I know
because that's a lot of selfishness that you got to unravel.
Sandcastle. Yeah, oh my god.
People don't want to. People want to go to the beach and just lay there. They don't want to build sand castles.
Right? They don't want to have fun anymore. It's just
Exactly.
yeah.
That's like sitting around saying, "Oh man, what you doing? Nothing. Why don't you come over? Let's play spades." All right. No, we're not playing spades. We're not playing Monopoly. And we damn sure ain't playing Scrabble because people don't want to be embarrassed. So, hey, but if you say let's go to the beach,
What?
they're gonna smoke weed, they're gonna drink, and they just gonna lay there. They're not
Yeah.
gonna be active to want to build anything because we're
Mhm.
not. I'm very convinced that a lot of black folks is really scared of or fearful of commitment issues. Is very scared of being committed to anything. The The
Yeah.
idea of being on the same job for 20 years scare people. Being with the same partner for 20 years scare people because they understand that it's going to take some work that they're not willing to put in.
Right.
Come on.
I mean, but do you think that's a result of our culture trying to give you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of not there's no
No,
shame or we're
it's
doing like
more like it's more our culture is
everybody else.
thinking they're missing out on something.
How?
Don't want That's the thing. We think that we're missing out on having fun, or the word single that we utilize today means In translation, I could do what I want and I'm not responsible for nobody but myself.
Okay.
To a lot of people, that's easy.
Mhm.
But to
It
be
is.
married or somebody that you're, to introduce interdependency, that's
Mhm.
scary because what do you mean I gotta consult or talk to or work with? And I don't want to do that.
Right.
I'd rather be a thing because single, I can go and come as I please. I can put my feet up. I can do whatever I want to do. But what happens when you don't have structure? What happens when you don't have protection? What happens when you don't have contingency? You are really struggling by yourself because there's nobody there to help you.
Fun
Come on.
is yeah, I like being at home. That's pretty fun to me.
Hmm.
My
But
homegirl,
but
she was like, "We're going down to, like a really like nice, prominent, black-owned place downtown." I'm like, all I could think about
mm,
is parking. Now I gotta pay for parking. Now I gotta pay for some food. All, all I think about,
and
man, money going out my
and
wallet. I don't.
and when you're going out with your man or your husband, those ain't the things going through your mind, is it?
Mm-mm,
Exactly.
no,
Come on.
because I mean,
I'm,
it's a different type of interact. I know sometimes I think I'm a bad friend because I don't want to, hang out, whatever. But I'm
when
trying
you
to.
have a man, when you have a man or husband, you have somebody that in case of emergency, they can jump in the car and come rescue you. They could come and play AAA. They can go with you. I mean, there's a lot with that,
Yeah,
as opposed to you going by yourself. And now you got to worry about who followed you, who's stalking you, all the different things that
I'm
comes with
together, leave
vulnerability.
together.
It's vulnerability. So we can't have it all. You can't be in a relationship with a single mindset. You can't play one foot in, one foot out.
Right.
It would serve you in the long term thinking because a lot of people are 30, a lot of people are 40.
Mhm.
They're not talking to their older self. You have people in their 40 that's saying what they want and what they're not going to do, and this, that, and third. They have no clue that when they get 55, all of that's going to change, whether they like it
But
or
like,
not.
okay, even like as a person gets older, you aren't you more self-aware, or you're more set in your ways, and is that necessarily a bad thing? You know what I'm
Well,
saying? It's
that's
like,
subjective. Either way, it's subjective because you don't know how you're going to respond to something until you get there. You may think whatever you want to think, but when you're facing it, it's another story. You know what I'm saying?
you got on your comments to read.
I can in a minute.
Mhm. 'Cause, Mr. Complex Design said
Age
8.
doesn't equate to maturity or wisdom.
Right.
Um,
Uh,
that's subjective. That's subjective, brother. Because I'm gonna tell you,
it does.
age, age does equate to it because you have to go through certain life experiences in order to get that maturity. I mean, to get that wisdom. Not so much maturity because let's look at it. There's a bunch of 50-year-olds that still think and operate like they're 20. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
not.
Yeah, I know what he's saying,
Mhm.
that, but it's subjective because it's like, are you saying that a 20-year-old, just because they're mature, like a grown person, they can handle things like a grown person, or they have the insight and wisdom of a grown? Mm, it's
Yeah.
limited. It's only limited what they. But you're saying, yeah, but it's limited to what they're taught. not what they actually been through. A 20-year old can't sit here and tell me that they know what it's like to pay bills for 40 years.
But
They have to wait till they do 40 years to be able to understand what longevity means. At 20, you may know how to do taxes, but you was taught certain things, you learned certain things, you was exposed to certain things, but you didn't really experience things until later.
okay, but the thing is,
Maybe
sometimes
I'm saying it
you
wrong.
learn from other people mistakes, and you're like, and I've had this discussion with you before. You seen, like you said, you seen your dad have actions a certain way, and you were like, I don't want to do that. So does that mean that you have wisdom and you wisen up because you like, well, that path leads to this, and I don't want to
No,
do
that right.
that's the kind of thing that
That's a constant choice of observing someone for a period of time and
yeah,
seeing the outcome and saying no. But that's not so much
that's
wisdom. That's
that is
just saying,
wisdom.
well, that's a choice more so because you have different plans, different motive, different. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Okay,
really
so wise choice.
a wise choice, correct? But let's look at it this way: George Burns smoked cigars and drink, and he lived to see what? So I can't sit here and say it's wisdom when I'm looking at a man that drinks a lot, smokes cigarettes a lot, and say, "Oh, I don't want to go that route because I don't want to be like him." But yet, you got mad men out here that have been doing it, and they're living to see 90 and 100. That's why I said it's subjective because some of us at one time did want to look up to people that 90 years later, they still alive. I'm like almost 100 years. And I'm just using the Hugh Hefners and the what's his name? The Morgan Freeman, the what's the brother just passed away? James Earl Jones, the Quincy Jones. These guys wasn't choir boys. They drink. Some of them smoke cigars and other things. So I mean, come on.
But okay, let me ask you, okay, because we're going off the topic now.
Yeah.
You think us now have the structural and the immunity and the health um of people of old? You really think we have the same bodies like that? We don't. I mean, even
No, we don't.
look, yeah, the
Some don't. Some
testosterone
don't.
levels are low. If you look at old basketball players back in the day, they look like grown behind men and they 23, 24, or whatever
Yeah.
old they were. You
Yeah.
look at the boys now, they look like little boys that just got out of high school. They look
Yeah.
totally different. People look totally different.
It's too many. It's too many. There's too many points to say why because how you live. You know what did you drink? What did you eat? Did you exercise? Did you see a doctor on a regular? All there's so many different variables, as I say. Even where you live at, where you was raised at, all these different things. The air. It's so much. You know, there are guys that's 40 and 50 that can outrun, out push up in better shape than a 20-year-old. And then you have some dudes, like you said, they're not even 40, and these guys have a fupa, a belly hanging over their thing, receding hairline, bald spots, everything else. There's a whole lot that goes into that. It's too subjective for me to pinpoint to say which one is more so or less so, or because there's too many variables. Why?
Well, okay, well, let's see.
Like facial hair. Not all men can have a full beard. Some guys can do it. Some guys it won't look right.
Okay, we're going off. The point is,
Yes, ma'am.
we don't have what the past has comparing to now. And
Okay.
the integrity has changed. It has changed through time. We've seen it. We've seen
Mhm.
changes in our culture. I mean, even the clothes for sakes don't even last as long, and they're not even made
Yes.
the same way in good quality and things like
Mhm.
that. So it all is a reflection of where we are and how can we utilize this energy that we have. Like, well, okay, first of all, we're all blaming each other because Kamala already lost, and so the women are blaming the black men. But even though first they were shaming him for not voting, and then they did
Mhm.
vote mass, and now they're blaming him that they lost. It's very weird.
Yes, it is.
So it's like,
Even though they voted, black men voted. Uh, there was more votes from black men for Kamala than women, and
mhm,
there was more Hispanics that Latinos that voted for Trump. So it
mhm,
is funny,
right.
but the people spoke only because, like we said, he said things directly and bluntly what everybody else was scared to say. If you're born a boy, that's all you're going to be. We're not doing the switcheroo. A
Mhm.
lot of people were scared to say anything for fear of being canceled and fear of being ridiculed, mocked, whatever, attacked. You can't say nothing against a certain group of people because, well, he said to hell with that. And a lot of people's rolling with that ride.
Well, that's the heart of what most Americans felt like. So
Mhm,
they acted in one accord. So
mhm.
why is it so hard for us to act on one accord?
Because, and that's
So
another
it's
thing
like
too.
having
We just
some.
don't want to see, we don't want to see women surpass us either. They're basically saying we don't want a woman to be but so far up on the chain. Yes, you can be on the floor. Yes, you can be an assistant. You can be a assistant director. Hell, some of y'all could be even CEO, but you never will be so far up the chain. Nah, There's the certain caliber that they're not going for it. You could be a senator, you could be a congresswoman, you could be whatever, but you're not going to be a president. That's what they're saying.
And that's fine. I don't think that we should have a female president.
Mhm.
We shouldn't. But I know that
Even if she is
men
overqualified.
underqualified actually. So,
Well, they
um,
only saying that she's overqualified because she was vice president, because she's been in law enforcement, because she's been around the political scene more than he did. However,
you know that the daggone political scene is corrupted anyway. So don't even try to play
I'm
around
not
that.
saying if it, I'm not saying it's a choir boy.
It's like,
I'm just saying if you're gonna compare a resume, she has more political associated background
that's
than he
association,
did.
darling. That's with any
Well,
person. You pay to play
until
to
she be,
play to get in
until
that
she became vice president, she was vice president. For God's sake, remember when he ran and won the first time, there was nothing else to go against but what? Hillary? Come on. Nobody wanted to go backwards to Bill and Hillary. We wanted them out the limelight.
why do you want to go to Hillary?
Why they didn't want Hillary?
Yeah, why do you think?
Because
Because of
you
your mouth
know,
again. Go ahead.
I no, I think when it came down to it, again, they don't want to see a woman up there. Doesn't matter of background, color, or whatever race. They just don't
Why
want to see a
would
woman
you
up there.
want an emotional ticking time bomb leading anything? If statistically, in a microcosm, a woman running a household can do a lot of damage and a lot of psychological damage to family, to the children.
But
Statistically,
women, right?
statistically,
But women
why
have
would we
been
allow that
in lead.
on our microcosm?
And the reason why I can't agree with it in its totality because
Let me lead your house.
I'm going to say this.
No,
And
no.
and
Okay,
other
I'm showing you right now. I'm the president, so you be quiet. I'm running your house. Now, does that even look right, or does it feel right? Nigga, we
if,
doing some new rules over here. So I don't all that you thought you knew, whatever, it's out the door. We
I and
establishing a new thing. All the women, I'm allowing all my girls over here because we're going to be running a book club every month. And you need to just sit there and make our snacks. It can get wild. It can go left really fast.
I get what you, and this is what a
That
lot
was
of
just role playing.
this is what a lot of lefties would say. But on the right side of it, women have led countries for years, decades. When you talk about other countries, okay, when you're talking about
Exactly.
the,
But that's not America.
I'm just giving you an example though. We just had a police commissioner that was a black woman. She was doing a fantastic job, but because she wasn't doing what the good old boys wanted her to do, they forced her out. So she resigned. But that doesn't mean that we don't stop. We still have females that are leading when it comes to certain areas, Senate committees, Congress. What's that black lady in Texas? I forget her name, but she's spicy out there. She be pissing them people off. But there are women in these positions, and they do a good job. And even when you say women running a household, our grandparents, all the way going backward, they the ones that made sure everything was straight. They was the best managers of the
Yeah,
household.
you said manager, but who's the head of the
Right.
house? Who's the head?
The man is the head,
Okay, no, so
but
you don't even believe that. So
the
I'm
man is the
I'm
head.
taking
No,
all
it's
that.
not that I don't believe it.
No,
I've
you
always
don't.
believed.
You
I
don't.
was raised. Listen, I was raised by it. So don't tell me what I don't believe.
Well, you don't.
That's not what I'm saying. I know that a man is elected
You're not
as.
standing 10 toes down on it because I feel like
I know that
I can usurp myself over you because
a
I'm
man
leading the
cannot.
household.
I'm
You
gonna
do
tell
not
you like this.
bring anything to
A
this,
man, but
right?
a man cannot be the elected leader of anything if he doesn't have some damn good workers.
I don't well, you don't we don't work for you no more. This is what I'm saying. You know the character and the human nature of a woman.
You're
You know without
confusing.
no, I'm
You're
not.
confusing because there's a difference between you're telling me a woman leadership of the United States versus a leadership role in a household. It's not the
Yeah,
same.
yes, it is.
Please
It's just
elaborate. I love to hear
I
this.
just told you. I told you in comparison. I really did. And you've seen it so many times. I don't know if you overlooked that, but when you watch
I've
everyone.
seen. Well, I saw two different things. At one time, I did see women were bosses at work, and when they came home, they took that boss hat off and became the partner, the more cooperative wife. But when she wasn't around her husband, she was the boss, and she asserted herself as such. But then on the flip side, I have seen women today that they go to work, they can be the supervisor, and they come home and think they can supervise the man too.
Okay,
They
then
don't know
so
how to take that hat off. So
have
if
you seen
that's
that
what you're
more
talking
often?
about,
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
no, but I'm saying if that's what you're referring to and talking about, um, I can see that number growing because of what's being allowed or what's being forced. Because
Exactly.
that's what I see. I see women forcing themselves to be in charge.
No, they just are being assertive, like we talked about that word today. And I said
Hmm.
it applies masculine and feminine. So But when she does it, it's makes her look very, wow, wow, she's forceful, but hey, you just said, oh, I can admire because she's a boss at work. Okay, but when she ain't turning it off and now
Mm,
you looking like a little boy and you a 50-year-old man, then was that assertiveness so nice? No.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. So even she showed, and we're gonna get off of this subject, her going to
mm.
a whole nother country that don't believe the same things we do. But here's some money. You guys got to start adopting this LGBT agenda over here. No, we don't, ma'am. You need to go back over to your country and deal with that over there. Don't come over here trying to make us do
Well,
something that we don't do over here.
well,
You know?
yeah.
And then put
Uh,
money
uh,
on the side, like, okay, just like you do the booty shaking and say, "Oh, this is what they must like." Just like you saying, like the men, the women wearing the wigs, or we doing the things that we think you like, but that's not what you like, right?
well, I told you that, when it comes down generally men saying they don't like women that wear weaves and wigs,
Mhm.
it's a preservation of accepting you as you are. It's about that vulnerability. And most of these guys out here that's saying it, they said I wouldn't marry it. I didn't say I wouldn't sleep with it. Because most of these guys that are saying it are sleeping with women with wigs and wigs, but they're not marrying.
Okay, but I'm saying
And a lot of women don't
referring
give a damn.
to a woman being in a leadership role. Do you defend this or do you not? Or do you see where this can go if we're not in our perspective places? Not saying that I'm a servant or a step stool, but I serve a purpose, you serve a purpose in
Yeah.
relationship.
I mean, if you're talking about optics of how it would look
Yeah.
and so on, I can see that value. Very much I can see that value. But to make a blanket statement to say, do I think a woman can do something? I can't say that because women have proven that they can do a lot of things. The only thing that I have an issue with is the women that's running around saying they don't need a man and they want to be bosses and they're trying to eliminate or replacement. Well, to those women, my message, like I said before, would be since you're on this kick that you don't need a man, do you mind pulling out more females, more black women that are coal miners, that are on oil rigs, that are building buildings? I want when I go next to a construction site, I want to see the majority of the construction workers being black women. I want to see majority of the mechanics black women. Don't sit here and say you don't need a man, but you're not taking the spots that replaces men.
So what does that tell you about a woman, what she says?
That just tells me that she wants the benefit that men provide, but she don't want to put in the work that will replace it. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning you can buy a toy, but you still can't get yourself pregnant because of what? Obvious, you need the real thing. Or unless you're gonna go pay for it, you don't want a man, but you don't need a man, but yet the structure that you're paying rent or mortgage to was built by a man. You know what I'm saying?
So therefore, like I said, you still think a woman can lead.
A woman can what?
Lead. See, you saying everything that refutes it.
I
But when I
I
ask you,
can't
you keep
I
silent on it. That's what I'm saying.
no
Stop being
because
straight and be
it
direct. That's why people voted
because
the way
it's
they did.
it's depending on how you're applying it. Can women lead on a job site? Yes. Have we seen women lead and a job site. Yet, is it a is it appropriate for the purpose and design of teaching, of legacy, lineage, and such, children to see a woman lead a household? No, that would not be effective. Because if a son is being raised by his mother, seeing a mother doing all the bills and doing everything to manage and maintain the household on the home, that doesn't give that boy a message or a blueprint on what a man does.
But
So
there's
no, when it comes to a household, no. But if it comes down to other things, yes, a woman can lead. They have led because
okay,
you have women that have been supervisors, women that have been CEOs, women in Senate, even women in the Supreme Court.
but you know what's interesting about those women? They have bosses that can check them. Who's going to check the president?
And this is why I agree.
And
I don't
okay, so
think
this is what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to get you to say it, but you ain't trying to embrace it and say it.
because it's
So
not
that's what I'm saying.
absolute
Like,
that you're going to sit here and get me to say a female can't qualify to be a president and run a country like the United States, because that's not entirely true. You're telling me that, and I've said this multiple times, just because a woman shouldn't be trying to run a household doesn't mean that she can't be successful at running a company, a business, or a presidency. That doesn't mean that.
but do you see how much effort we're putting on people to build outside the home when we don't even have it at home? Do you
Well, then that
understand?
means we might as well.
Like
If you're saying
we don't
that,
really need to be looking and focusing on these things when us, if we're leading the votes in that, and we're not even together as a community.
if you're gonna go by what if we're gonna go by what you're saying, then we might as well eradicate all the females, especially the black ones, that are mayors of states within the United States. We should knock out all the female governors that exist in the United States. Come on. Eliminate all the female principals. Eliminate all the female commissioners. Come on now. Can't do that. We can't be selective, and we can't say she doesn't belong in the presidency, but she could be part of the Senate. She could be part of the Supreme Court. She could be part of.
But
Uh,
okay,
she could be. She could be mayor. She could be governor. But we're not going to put her in the presidency. We got a governor right now that's a female, not a black one, but we do. Letitia James was how long Attorney General, and she's black. Come
okay,
on.
okay, she's black,
But
but
she's the highest. So people are clear. Letitia James is the highest law enforcement ranking person in New York State.
okay, what did she do before that?
I forgot her resume, but I know she's been around.
And she has a resume of leadership as opposed to a person that doesn't have a resume of leadership.
She was tapped by the
You've had
governor.
jobs,
She was tapped by the governor.
but she
And
must have
this
been.
is what I'm saying. You don't get tapped for certain things if you wasn't qualified for it, or if you
You
never
know that
showed.
we would get tapped all the freaking time. Listen, I ain't never been to Johnny's Lounge, but I just say, "Hey, Carl, get me in there," and I'm in it because of who I know. Does that not happen? Let's be real. Thank you, darling. So let's get back
Well, she was a
on the
lawyer and a She was a lawyer and a politician. So I'm just saying, and she was the first female, black female, to be elected attorney general in New York. And like I said, attorney general is the highest law enforcement title of New York State before you could go to the federal level.
Well, all I know is I know if a person is in place,
Hmm.
usually what they do precedes them, and people have good things to say, not bad things to say, not looking in your past, not seeing that you're fabricating stories, and like that's not cool. And women deflect, women do a lot of things. I don't think
Yes.
we're ready for that, especially the way the woman is here in America, because we feel that we are the same as a man. So that's a different mentality of competition, or, that's a different mentality all in itself, and usually what happens in leadership trickles down sometimes, right? And sometimes certain leaderships, because people complain about management all the time when you go to work. Oh, they put this person play. Oh no, not Jim. And it's
Mm.
just like, wow, we just could not wait for Jim to leave because now it was better before certain person got here. Now we got 5-minute breaks when we used to have 30-minute. Like so,
Mm.
like I
I just don't want us to get
intuitively,
into. I just don't want us to get into this mindset that women. I don't want us to go back to barefoot and pregnant. I just don't. I don't want to isolate women into a way where they are nothing more than workers and say, oh, they can't do this, they can't do that. I'm not limiting women. The only thing that I need women to understand is their purpose and design as women. Okay, as far as their companionship, their contribution, uh, their necessities, you know, the things that benefit not just them, not just children, and and the man himself. I don't need women to replace men. I don't need women to act like men. I don't need women to do any more than be in their true nature of their purpose and design.
but it's
And
not
that
enough.
is,
Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not enough
why is it not enough?
because that's the mindset of a woman. Is she ever satisfied? If I say, "Hey, I'm hungry," and you say, "Hey, are you hungry?" I say, "No, but I'm really hungry." Like, does she ever really mean what she says, or like it's just I accept that about women. I mean, pure fact, and we saw the video that somebody did not win a campaign. Women are saying, "I'm locking myself off to the world for 4 years." Do you see the extremity of things? Do you see women? Did you not see the women shaving their heads?
No, I saw those idiotic comments and things. Those were extreme and very much ignorant statements that these women were doing. Because
Exactly.
of what? Because they
Yeah.
didn't get a female president, or because she didn't win? And nah,
Yeah,
that
but
no,
she didn't
no.
win. Okay, look, and you bigging up this lady, but she didn't even come out and do her
I'm
conceding
not. I'm
speech.
not big
This
in.
is what
Listen,
I'm
one
saying.
thing. I'm not bigging up nobody. I'm saying is that
I know you're
though
trying to
she
say they don't have to, but I understand what you're saying. But
though she has law enforcement background, political background, and all that, her campaign has too many flaws, and it wasn't convincing enough to take her serious. And she had too many strikes against her. You don't bring up female rappers dressing all provocative to push a campaign. You don't sit there and play neutral with people in swing states. You don't sit here and make certain statements that doesn't appeal to everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't be broad and vague either.
okay, see,
You-
this is what I'm saying. So the thing is, do you know the heart of the people, or what you're trying to be
See,
you know what I'm saying?
see
So
that
you
that
can't
would play a part.
so You can't be like, "Oh my goodness, I don't want" like, usually a woman is going to be more considerate. She's not gonna say, "Well, sorry, Bill, your thing is small." She's gonna be like, "Oh, play it off." That's just how it is because she know it's gonna bruise your little ego and whatever. So usually women, they don't play like that.
Mm.
And when they do play dirty, you is really dirty. So that's why I said it's a really I don't think America deserves anything of on that level as of yet. I
Well,
don't
like I
think
said, if Biden really give a damn about her like that, he could
mhm.
have all like I said before, he could always retire and let her be president for a month just to make history.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But we gotta wait and see if he's willing to do that,
Okay.
you know? Because there might be some people against that. Even if he put in his resignation and said, first thing Monday morning, I'm done. There might be people in opposition that say, okay, even if you're done, we're still not putting her up there.
Hey, well, I don't know. All I know is I saw people in Japan have a whole statue of Trump, so it ain't just here. People have
And and
actually have
and you had, and like I said before, Queen
mhm,
Elizabeth, all of them females, they've been running England for how long?
very
Come
long.
on, come on.
But the thing is, those are two different systems.
There's
If
two
you
different
have it
systems.
here, we be like, see, the thing is, we elect. What happens with them? They come out the womb and they're automatically elected. So there's no saying anything. It's just who's there, that's going to be it. And that's a different society. Us here,
Yeah.
we elect who we want. So if the people speak, then that's just what was spoken,
And
and
then
that means
and I'm glad you said that because if you go to Dubai and certain other Islamic countries,
mhm,
a woman wouldn't even fix her mouth to say, let me lead.
yeah.
Because religious based, those countries don't allow such.
Mhm.
So
And you know
remember,
what?
like,
They got their family, they got their bills paid,
mhm, yeah,
and they're going on trips. They're maintaining their wealth, even if it's an extra $5,000, $10,000 that they're putting
hmm,
away to do something for themselves. They're doing it. Us, we're walking away in a mass amount of numbers, and so and then at the same time, we're walking away. We're unaliving the little ones in the wombs, and I mean, hey, we're burning candle on both stick on the end of both sticks. You know what I'm saying? So, who is the future?
hmm.
Who's gonna be the future doctors and lawyers and things
I
like
don't I
that?
don't think right. That's scary because
It's gonna be bad.
the way things now is the way things is going right now. That is a scary thing because I don't
But
think
you
there's
the one
enough.
lady that's cheerleading this. You understand?
There's
It's
not a.
like
I don't think there's going to be enough people to replace what what was once was. The lawyers, the doctors, the surgeons, musicians, every. I don't think we're going to have enough replacement. I ain't saying we're not going to have replacement, but we're not going to have enough because you don't see too many 15, 18-year olds talking about they want to be comedians or they want to be, because I think I saw this earlier. More jobs is going to be covered through AI,
mhm,
which will put a lot of people out of business.
mhm,
It will. So, will the degrees matter? Nope.
mhm,
Because even with the degree, your job got replaced by AI. So you're done.
mhm. So I mean, that's not, even in that. Like, okay, if my job replaced, or I don't know, maybe I might be living on the street, but at least I'm living on the street with my husband instead of me and
You ain't
myself
living
and
on
my
no
dog.
street with no
When
husband.
the dog ran away,
No, there ain't no such thing as living on the street with your husband. Shit.
hey, he's
That ain't
building
gonna,
a tent, and we're gonna
yeah.
get a dollar burger from McDonald's and split
No,
it.
no, I'm not doing no. Oh, that shit is. Yo, why that remind me of Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness? No, we're not doing it.
I mean, it like you said, the thing is, it could
I just need, for the most part, and I want to stay on, talking about
yeah, you all over
that
it.
that men and women both need to learn how to be prepared for relationship and marriage. And in order to do that, they also need to learn first interdependency skills, how
Mhm,
to get along with each other. What is more valuable in the long term? Are
mhm,
you more interested because he looks cute and he got nice clothes and a big dick or whatever? Or are you concerned that he has life insurance? He is prepared with contingencies in place to deal with whatever life come at him. What kind of man do you have? Do you have a man that if something goes wrong in the household, he knows how to fix things? Do you have a man that if something happens to him, you need to do a GoFundMe because he didn't have life insurance?
mhm,
What kind of man are you accepting and dealing with? Because it comes it comes to question when you need it. I heard a woman say that if something go wrong, she could call her father. I
mhm.
said, but nothing for nothing. But if your father ain't on this earth no more, what's your option?
Yeah.
The man that you're sleeping with, he doesn't do what your father does.
Mm,
So come on, you need to find a man that is going to be able to fix things around the house. A man that will have contingency, a man that
mhm,
won't put you in a position to do a GoFundMe for him. Come on.
mhm.
Since the pandemic, we are not struggling for the most part. Come on. Otherwise, people might as well pack their stuff and start going out of the country to another country and live there. If that's the case, start living in Qatar or West Africa or wherever. Go ahead.
Mhm.
Because you're going to find out those men out there is worse than what you got here, to be honest. Those men's worse. The
Well,
men found that out when they went across seas. So what do you think is going to happen if women start doing it? Well, they already started doing it, but what do you think is going to happen? Come on.
nothing.
They're going to keep their black heads right here and try to wing it with somebody here because they realize them guys ain't playing.
Oh yeah, and that's why I said that this is why I don't know why women are just like if they've gotten everything. You gotten your
Hmm.
wave of feminism, second wave, whatever. I don't know. We on the
Yeah,
50th wave.
you're
I don't
right.
know, because we're really sporadic at this point. So I lost count.
Hmm.
And women have fought for things, and like you said, the fact that you can run for presidency means that all doors are open. So don't
Hmm.
sit there and complain that people are taking away your rights when you have the most rights and then most countries. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why are you still unsatisfied? That's why I was saying, like, why are you still ungrateful? Why are you still unsatisfied? Some women can only walk around with slits to see and covered up, and things like that. Yes, it's according to their religion. And I like that they respect their God enough to honor their men or things like that. But sometimes men are mean and they put
Hmm.
demands on women too. You know what I'm saying? But um, they don't like it, but yet they do it. You know, you may say, "Hey, babe, I don't like you going out like this. Put a shawl on your shoulder, Stephanie, because you're looking a little bit like that's a little bit too much." And then I have the
Yeah.
nerve to say, "Boy, my daddy dead. You ain't my daddy." Instead of respecting, like, "Oh, I understand what you're saying, babe. Okay, let me go get whatever."
Well,
You
we
understand?
we
Like
already
you
we
show
already
extra
see.
gratitude than
We
That same.
already see how black women are dressing in these churches.
Yeah.
Okay, we already see it. There's
And
no such thing as stockings and nothing. Some of them is not even trying to be conservative. We already see that.
right, that's absolutely.
So we, like I said earlier, a lot of people are not respecting the elders
Hmm.
because they figure whatever y'all did or whatever wisdom y'all have is outdated. So we're not respecting y'all. We're not listening to y'all. We're
Hmm.
gonna do our new thing. We're gonna recreate our own Bible,
Right.
our own rules, and we're not gonna take accountability for nothing. We're gonna blame it on somebody else, like we always gonna do.
Hmm.
And that's what's happening. But as soon as I don't want to say old school ways, but as soon as certain things confront them that were existing before they was born, that's when now, grandma or mom, how did you do this again? Because they're asking me things that I'm not familiar with.
Hmm.
Well, you didn't think credit was going to be necessary as an adult, or here you are in your 30s and 40s, and because you did everything by cash or everything different, you never learned other basic necessities that adults go through because you always had somebody else do it for you, or you wasn't a person that wanted to find out a better way of doing things.
But the thing is, like I said, not like I said, but the thing of old, a lot of people were hands on, so you had to learn on your skills and you developed that. You had the ambidextry, you had the ingenuity.
Oh,
You
okay.
can you can
Hmm.
do more. You had to get in depth. You had to do the research. You had to go to the library and get the microfiche and look up old.
Hmm.
Those are like there was things that you had to dig for. You don't have to dig. Siri, Alexis. Okay, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So the
I got a joke
convenience
about them too.
of those things make
Mm,
you mentally lazy, make you like just convenient. There was a movie from Disney, which I believe,
mm,
Disney know a lot of stuff, called Wally. It was that robot
mm,
made, right? And the earth was just inhabitable. They put everybody on the ship. Everybody was fat, obese, because all they had to do was sit on a chair and eat
see?
and was brought to everything because they didn't have to get up and
Mhm.
actually move. And when they had to actually move, it was hard for them because they just
Wow.
they didn't work. And so that's where we are now. So the convenience, like you said, some people I've heard say is people can converse better online than they can in real person because it's
Sure.
awkward now where I curated myself and I have my 10 filters on. I don't have the confidence to go out to actually approach a man, to approach a girl or those, you know, things. So
The
it's
best, the best, the best thing is when men are on social media and they see that a woman will have 1,000 pics, 500 pics, 100 pics,
mhm,
and it's either a whole bunch of headshots
mhm,
or if she does in full length, if you see most pictures, women are standing in a way where the ass is facing the camera, not their stomach, not their face, the booty.
okay.
Like, when did that become so much part of your resume that you think all men want to sit around and look at women and they're always showing their booty first, but you want a man to respect you or you want a man to take you serious. But you have over 1,000 pictures where majority of them is either headshot or you showing your booty,
Well,
not the
okay.
front.
If the people are liking it, that's the bad part. So if
Anybody can like it doesn't mean that they want to
but
wife it.
yeah. But the thing is, like you said, I don't think men will be honest. They'll be like, man, I wouldn't even deal with that, but okay, being They just do it
Mhm.
because of entice or
Mm.
like, "Oh, that's nice." Bing. And it's like, but now you're gassing up this person, you're validating what she's doing. When before people would be like, cover up, or they would be afraid to do something like that. But like I said, social media has allowed for, and society has allowed for just raunchiness, and
Mm.
people don't, like you said, they're antiquated. They don't want God, they don't want to go to church, they want to do certain things. But yet, when you look around, okay, the people that act halfway decent are the ones that kind of have like um an accountability to a higher standard that sets rules that are kind of strict in place. But okay, well, at least I know this person has a little bit of integrity. If they're this devoted, I can imagine that they may be devoted to me or to my family or to my purpose
Well,
or
there
whatever.
they go with that hope factor because nothing is safe anymore.
But
A
don't
church
matter.
is not. Listen, the families is not safe no more. Churches is not safe. There's nothing safe no more. It's
Well,
like
that's what's
people have to make their own panic room in their own house because that's the only peace you're gonna have is what you create. Outside the
okay.
door, nobody cares.
But still, it doesn't matter. You still have to, okay, the fact that things have become more rare, you still have to do more work to get it. Doesn't mean that it's not there. If all y'all so-called, you said, oh, the quality guys are at home. If all the quality Negroes at home and all the quality girls at home, y'all have to get out and mingle too. So you just have to
Okay.
find each other in that way. So you just can't say that that's not possible. There's lots of people out there. If you can get the whole country to vote red, there's people that can be on the same page for a good cause. So I
well,
totally don't believe what you're saying.
like the
It's
old song
capable.
says, "What have you done for me lately?" That's what's gonna keep coming up.
Mhm,
How do I benefit from this? Because, like I said,
mhm.
we have the opportunity to do a lot of things as Black folks. We choose not to because we don't want, like I said, we don't want to work. We don't want to apply the consistent effort.
I'm back.
You know,
That's true. Okay.
commitment.
Right. Okay. So, okay. N- since we're talking about um the mentality of our culture, there's one thing I would love to drop. We discussed this earlier. I really would like to drop this title because we just can't seem to come to a total definition on it. It's this high value blank. You can put whatever, high value cat, high value dog, high value eagle, man, woman. Like I, I think we should get rid of that because it's really throwing a lot of people off and um overvaluing themselves, or you know what I'm saying? So I just think that we need to just drop it. Like it was stated, most people are average, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? There's no I'm average. Woo. Take off all this other stuff and just some regular chick just
Mm.
online talking. Um, so I'm gonna oops, I just got rid of it. No.
Oh boy, not again.
So,
No.
okay. I know, right? Okay, so what do you think about what I just proposed? Do you think we should get rid of the word high value?
There's no such thing as high value because, like I said, if you were so high in value, you wouldn't be looking. They would have been came in, took you off the market already. You don't have to still sit here for 2, 3 years on social media saying you're high value, but you've been single the whole time. Yeah, you might have slept with one or two people along the way, but it doesn't matter. The outcome is still the outcome. So the high value is not for a person to put in their self-made resume or to self-audit themselves. It is the vote of the people, the power of the people. They're the ones that are saying, "Hey, you should be with this guy."
Hey, I've been engaged 10 times, so I'm high value, okay?
Okay,
We hear that one too. I've engaged 20 times. Like, dad.
good.
I'm like, and then they have the nerve to say you're gonna keep the ring. I'm like, that's not even right.
No, that man is legally entitled to have the ring because the ring represents condition. If you don't take the ring conditionally, he doesn't have to talk to
You gotta you gotta give the ring back. You can't keep
you.
it. Because they be spending mad money.
All right.
Or just saying, I don't know. I don't know. Hold on one second. Okay. Are we there? We there yet? Where are you?
Well, man, I'm here in my house.
No, I only see one person. Okay. Okay, there you go. Okay. I guess I was just trying to make it bigger.
Uh-oh. You
Okay.
gotta bear with her.
Let me not mess. Okay, let's see.
Hey man, because I heard you reference Cam as a high value man with a low value, I guess, just a low
Low
vibration,
functioning.
low
Yes, low
functioning.
Very low
functioning.
functioning.
So what is your definition of high value? Because to me, it just sounds like high value to you is like superficial stuff.
High value just means that it's pretty much like you're making a lot of money. You have a lot of tangible things. You're high value.
Your value is
Your
high.
value is high. Your monetary value. Your value is high. Meaning, you know, you got a man who's making $100 million, then he's high valued in women who are superficial. But I'm not knocking y'all, sis. Okay,
Mhm.
are very attracted to that. But
Mm-hmm.
again, are they choosing the man
Mm-hmm.
or are they choosing the value?
The value.
But some people are so
Mhm.
poor, all they got is money.
And so here,
So
Mm.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
and that goes to where this is going to be a very, very unpopular opinion, or very popular, but it's going to cause a lot of controversy. I always say, if you realize the most prettiest, beautiful women, many of them, men have put a baby in them, but ain't made a wife out of them.
Mm.
And I go to the high value men, have put babies in them, but ain't made a wife out of them.
Okay. So we're getting it wrong. You
Well,
know,
elaborate.
where
Because I've never believed in high value. I think what it is that when Kevin Samuels introduced it to people, people ran with it without understanding what the definition, what did he mean, all of that. It was clickbait that they took differently.
he
And there's
really
no
went into it. He went
right,
into it a lot.
but there's no such thing as high value men, high value women. They're just average people that are either successful or not. You're just average people that is looking to be married or self sabotage, stay single. There's nothing high value about the Nick Cannon, the Little Waynes, the Beyonce. There's nothing high value about nothing. Because if you're so high value, then you wouldn't have to come out here and put that type of label on yourself, or nobody would say that about you. There's nothing high value about you if you're single. There's nothing high value about you if
Why
you got.
not?
There's nothing high value
Wouldn't you
about a
be
person.
more like they said, an eligible bachelor? They were like, wow, this guy, he has all
That,
these things. Like, okay, we see the Michael B's, or well, since we're trying to keep it like something that everybody knows. So you got the Michael B. Jordans, and he's very successful in what he does. Most would consider him high value because he participates in filmmaking, directing, and he does charity. He's valuable to the community and the people around him. Um, but he's an eligible bachelor. That really makes him like, wow, this is a good catch.
and he got money too. So let
Yeah.
me get. You got Nick Cannon that fits that bill. You got Diddy that fit that bill. And look how this is all turning out.
Okay, but you got a nice Denzel, or you got the
They
the
don't want the
Robert
Denzel.
the Robert Smiths that,
They don't. They don't
made.
want. Listen. They don't want these
Yes,
guys
they
because
do want
those.
those guys.
They don't
Did
want these guys because those guys don't want these women.
Okay, but this is why I'm saying that we should drop it, because I don't think we're ready, or we have the mindset to even absorb or hang around something that's high value. We don't know. There's people that, what they call it, the oligarchs, like they got these big old behind boats. Like we would never see anything like that. We would never. We would never be at any of those parties. We would never be in those circles. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, a wishful thinking. And I don't think that, I think we're using it in the wrong way. And I believe Dr. Bryant goes into more about having the money but functioning on a certain level
Mhm.
with that. So hopefully we can see a little bit more in the video. Hold on one second. Let me see. Let me put that back into place. Okay.
Because those women are choosing the value in them, and those men are choosing the low functionality in her. So that's a match made in heaven for them. Even though the fairy tale ends at some point, and everybody goes back to the drawing board and comes into my session and says, because I can't, now these I can't name. I have some very, very A-list celebrity women who come in and say, I'm beautiful, I'm successful, I can have any man I want, I'm lonely as hell, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna die alone.
Yeah.
But you have a child. You've been married to this A-list big NBA player, and the relationship is now over, and you feel like you're gonna be alone because you never learned to choose anything of substance.
Right.
So I honestly believe that that's where most people are.
That's where they're headed. And I know who you was talking about. She's talking about the Vivica Fox, the Lisa Ray McCoy. She's talking about the women that at one time, yes, they was popular. They was gorgeous. They showed a video on Instagram of all the black women that when they was younger, they was gorgeous looking. I mean, guys was all over them. Tisha Campbell, they just went down the list.
Mm-hmm.
But now, by today's mindset, climate, and caliber,
Mm-hmm.
these are the women that no man wants. And it's not just looks, it's not just attitude, just overall. No, because you had your time at that time to snatch up. But because you wasn't, remember I said about earlier about your 30-year-old self talking to your 40, 50-year-old self, because you didn't do that, now look at you. You're 55 and you don't look like you did when you was 30. And you notice there's been a drought of men even trying to look at you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say that you can't get no sex, but that's as
That's
far
not
as it's gonna that's as far as it's gonna go.
It's still being lonely.
Exactly.
But
Because you're not gonna have that long-term partner that's willing to invest in you long term.
well, what am I being
That's why
playback on your phone or something?
no.
Let me see.
That's why you have these you ever see now they starting to do these dating apps for people over 50
Yeah,
and
but
up?
oh my goodness, I hear something playing back.
I don't know.
Hello, hello. Mute you. Hello, hello. Yes, you. I'm muting you. What I was trying to say is, what's unfortunate is where we are now with people not valuing what they have, and that gets sad too, because if you do have marriage, you should try to really work on it and to see Tia, that was kind of crazy. You have a nice young man. Maybe he doesn't get a lot of acting jobs, but he still has some talent or whatever. But, you know, he may be at home with the kids. And I don't know, maybe you're not attracted to that, him being at home and want him to do more. But just like walking away and you have your, children that you're still raising, it's it's such a sad thing. And even now she's miserable because a lot of men don't really wanna entertain her like that, as opposed to her getting with her husband as a virgin, which we know that that's very rare here in America, and giving him all that. So, like, it's like she really hit the jackpot, like, you don't have to compare yourself or him to anybody. It's just, you guys. And it's really sad that, just to hear some of the phrases that she used, like graduated. I'm like, it sounded like somebody put that in her head because people don't talk like that. We don't talk about, I graduated. No, we say, girl, I left that bum. Like, that's how real people talk. They don't talk about and try to make it beautiful and poetic. Like, that's why I think, somebody put a bug in her ear, like some bad therapy, because I'm like, I don't know about that. And just to see her in the bad condition that she's in, and I don't know, sometimes you just do things that are unforgivable and you embarrass me on a public platform. You embarrass your man
Mhm.
and make him out to be, and people are already gonna automatically assume the worst. Oh, he must have cheated, but no, she was not satisfied. Or why not address that to him? Why not tell him that so that your husband can fix that for you, let you help him fix that problem
No, no, no,
that you
because
want.
see, you're talking about a different mental space. You're talking about I'm so stuck with being independent, I don't know how to be interdependent.
But the thing is, okay, you got to turn down something.
Uh, all thing
Are you
on is the TV is real low on five.
hello, hello? Okay,
Hello, hello. Can you
let
hear
me
it now?
hold on, let me check. Let me check.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing, test, test.
I just mute. It's hard. I don't want to mute you while you're talking because it probably came after I put up the video. I'll just talk lower. Hello, is that acceptable? Even like what I liked about what's his name again?
Which one?
The judge.
Judge Mathis? Judge
Yeah,
Brown?
Judge Mathis.
Oh,
See, he he was in the wrong.
he
Whatever
knows that.
he did, and his wife was like, "I'm about to tell you, hit the road, Jack." And he was like, "No, no, no." But what I seen that was going around, because women leave often so much,
Mm-hmm.
people were crucifying her and saying like, "Oh, that bimbo." But no,
Mm-hmm.
he ain't treating his wife right. Are you serious?
You can't ignore her and think she's gonna be there like that puppy or cat in your house that wait for you every day to come home from work or whatever.
Mhm.
People, humans don't do that. We're
Mm,
gonna respond differently when you're out for 2 3 months at a time and coming back, and you're too tired to show me what I deserve because you've been gone. Who knows who you've been sleeping with? Who knows what you've been doing? You
mhm,
come back and treat me like I'm a roommate. No, she's right. She should have been divorced by now. But,
mhm,
it took that to wake him up because as a single man, I don't think you would make it, bro. Not at your age.
mhm.
Who's gonna make sure that your best interest at heart?
Right.
A lot of people think that ain't gonna happen to me. You don't know when you can be laying up in the emergency room or intensive care, and who is gonna make sure they don't pull the plug? Who's
Mhm,
going to make sure the doctors are giving you the best care? You
mhm.
know, come on. So they
Yeah,
can treat you like a forgotten nobody to get there by yourself. But when they see that, oh shoot, oh his wife is coming in here. She got people with her. Oh, okay. It's not the same as, oh, he's always by himself. Nobody come visit him. It's not the same.
yeah,
And the same with females. It's not the same.
yeah. And I I really like how he did it because it's like a lot of men, I don't think they would admit that, or a lot of people, they often paint the other
Right.
person as bad person. Sometimes they are, but sometimes it's like they get in that situation and like you're really the cause. Like I'm really trying here. I'm really trying, but if I
And
can't treat
don't forget
you,
it's a proactive move too, a move
yep.
because you don't want this to get out.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. And
Mm,
he
come on.
probably like, I can't imagine anybody else with my wife. So that too. A lot of men can't deal
Mhm.
with that. And
And where you going to start all over with? Okay, she divorced you. You got your own crib now. You by yourself. Okay, who you gonna sleep with? Who's gonna cook? Who's gonna clean? Who's gonna do all the things that you wasn't been doing all this time you was married to her? Who's gonna do it? You.
mhm.
Same thing with women. All this stuff that who's going who why is it that you rather pay $1,800 in rent by yourself instead of having a man responsible
Mhm.
to make sure that rent is paid every month? You don't
Mhm.
have to do everything by yourself.
Mhm. I am not an advocate for abusive situations, so that's definitely different, but like the fact that something that we can fix and there's no harm or anything going on and you just like, I'm not happy today. That's not cool. That is not cool and I'm not co-signing any of that because
Hmm.
those things are so temporal and we have to just get past our own, issues and mostly just address those issues before we get into something committed. Not saying that we're going to avoid everything or that things won't come up,
Hmm.
but I mean, this is
Well,
serious.
you could pay that garbage disposal just broke, or the water pressure went down, or the fuse box just knock everything. Would you rather have to pay somebody $200 to come out and look at it and give you some price quote or try to BS you? Or would you rather have your man that said, don't worry about it, I got it?
My man,
That's why I don't understand people.
I'm having car trouble right now. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I need a husband to pay for my
See,
part. But,
the
I
things,
have to pay
the
for like
reason, the
5 expenses.
reasons why, the reason why women need a husband and
Mhm,
not just entertainment or recreational or sporadic or whatever convenient they want to thought is because there's a difference between me spending 1,800 every month by myself versus having a partner. And like you said, he's paying that. He's making sure of the things that I can do, but I shouldn't be doing.
mhm.
You
It
know what I'm
feels
saying?
nice. I will tell you
Of
that.
course it feels like.
It do. Ain't
And
gonna
all you have to do is what? Make time for a brother, make love to him, and give a damn about him. That's a
Mhm,
hell of a price to just sit back and let him do everything.
mhm,
Let him make sure you safe. Let him make sure that everything around the house work. Let him make sure the cars are straight, the
mhm.
insurance. Why not?
That'd be
The
great.
price is not that big.
Mhm.
Being simple, make time for him, make love to him, and give a damn about him. That's all I gotta do on a consistent basis. Yes, ma'am, that's all you gotta do.
See, ladies, don't give it to a bum. Give it to a
Come
nice
on,
man.
come on. And
Yeah.
there's guys out here. You just got to change where you shop and how you shop. If you're used to going to the corner deli to get a jar of mayonnaise or whatever the hell it is, why don't you try the supermarket? Or better yet, try Costco's.
Mhm.
Come
I
on.
was I was telling my mom with went to the supermarket, and I was like, "Wow, there's a lot of men here in the afternoon." I mean, it may not be the afternoon, but I was just saying, like, that's where a lot of
Hmm.
to go to the supermarket, and you look, you see their hands. I mean, not saying that all married men wear their rings,
Hmm.
but just that there were a lot of men there, and I was like, "Okay, this is, a good place."
Hey,
I I
they got
know
it
they gotta
right,
get
man.
food,
Mm-mm.
just the basic needs, and they're gonna go right back home or things like that, and, we don't think about things like that. We just, want
No,
the
no.
fun people at the club, but more than likely,
Mm.
they're on the prowl. See, that's different than a person that, is just on a mission, like, "Okay, I gotta get my bread, whatever. Okay, maybe I wanna meet you in that condition because, like, you're not
Hmm.
you don't have your gab on or you're like, "I'm in my player mode." Like, it's a different mode. So, yeah, it's just, our approach has to be different to one another.
We definitely as black people need to invest in ourselves and
Mhm.
understand that 10 years from now, you will not foresee what's about to go down, good
Right.
or bad. You're not going to be able to see it.
I mean, even right now, I just turned 41 and I'm tired all the time. I got these
Mm,
these children, these boys, they're changing. I'm taking them to the doctor and things are changing everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God. And I
mm,
see the little, acting up, and I'm like, man, I need help. Or,
mm,
just certain little things. You're like, yeah. Okay, well, maybe I want to do this or this, that, or that.
mm,
The only way that I know I can achieve that is to go with somebody. Because on my own, I don't think I can. I don't think I have it. So that's my best bet is to be under the covering of somebody that will love me and care for me and do those things. And like you said, to
mm,
give those and honor him in all those ways as it's supposed to be, and not be
mm,
like begrudging or like, oh my God, like, no, you can't, do those things because people see your body language and react to that. They're like, well, she don't want me.
mm,
You, okay, I have to go to somebody else. But then you're like, oh, he cheated on me, but you've been having a whole attitude toward him. You always pulling the covers over you, talking about not tonight, or you don't
mm,
show him any appreciation, and then you're leaving open doors, for that, because I'm always gonna be
mm,
my Bible-based thing, so if I understand that that is what is expected of me, as a wife, and I say I love God and honor him, I'm supposed to honor him by doing what he said to how to treat his sons. And so now he can bless me and then he can bless you because we're doing what he told us to do in regards to one another. And sometimes you do need a third party, like, oh my God, to be like, oh, just to redirect. Oh, so the Bible said, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Like, don't go to bed angry. So that makes sense. But we're gonna have a week long anger battle with one another when we're supposed to been squash that.
mm, mm.
You know,
And
um,
like I said, I don't think that people want that. They're more drawn to the chaos and
mhm,
dramas and all the things that's not conducive towards interdependency 10, 20 years marriages because again, fear plays a big role. I
mhm,
don't want responsibility. I just want to have fun.
mhm,
I just want to be in control. I don't want to be structured and disciplined because it gives me the an impression that that's what it means. No, it doesn't.
Mhm. Coach Berg, my man. Coach, Mr. Trey's in the building. That's Coach Berg. Coach Berg, I'm gonna need your number because I'm gonna need you to talk to my son for real. I'm having a
Uh-oh.
getting more headaches. I
Mm,
need that number, Coach Berg. I'm gonna have to find you. I think I follow you on IG. I'm gonna need some help.
that's
But thank
what I'm here for.
you. Reach out to people in the community. You know what I'm saying? You need that instruction, and I don't care what anybody say. Carl, I love Kim.
Go
You
ahead.
said you love Kim. I do too. On a couple occasions, I will hit your IG because I don't care. Like my dad, I said I love my dad, but I mean like he was overbearing at time. But I'm gonna tell you, when we heard that truck, that put truck pulling up to the front of the house, we were like, "Yo, Dad's home!" So we all running inside the house. We turned it. I was watching, the music videos on BT, like, what was popping, and oh, we just was like, we just shut down everything because we was like, if he catch us, we know we're gonna get in trouble. So that's just how it was ran. So we respected, him in the household like that, and it still goes on like that. But it don't feel good when you're young, whatever. But when you get older, you see the fruits of what your parents are trying to do in your life, and keep you away from certain things because they more than likely already been there and they see themselves in you. You're their freaking offspring. So it's like, oh, this boy he's a knucklehead, that hardhead boy. So,
Mhm.
so he has to, deal with you in a certain way to help you. I would love to speak with you and your son. Speak with him first. Okay, that's not a problem. Oh, you'll enjoy him. He's very nice. He's not disrespectful at all. I mean, we went to AutoZone because my car is, like I said, is shutting down bit by bit, and the engine light was flashing, and we were talking about that the car was shaking, and so he was saying like the P make his knuckle. Oh my god!
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. And
That only makes some knuckleheads when they don't have no discipline. You can't tell me that a woman is gonna take you out of your character
it happens. Why are you in denial?
in
You've had your
denial.
moment. Just admit it.
Okay.
Okay, I can accept that.
Mm.
Okay, all right, that's good. That means, yep, I'm reflecting. I understand. And my son is so smart. Like he's like, Mom, you should check the battery because that can affect such and such and this and that. And so we went to AutoZone to get the free diagnostic, and the printout was included. It included the battery, and I'm like, wow, this boy knows some stuff. And he was just going through. Oh, you reading the comment? Hey, Carl, read the comments.
Okay.
Trey's writing. You see it?
Let's see.
You ain't paying attention.
Older, younger guys don't have balance. I would say that. I'm not going to say that because that's subjective. You got older guys that don't have balance, just like the younger guys. So I can't say that.
Listen, listen, Kamala Shaft. All right, just too neutral, huh? So funny. But yeah, my son, he's pretty cool. So I don't think it would be a problem, Coach Fur. He just need, some reinforcements. That's all. He's doing very well in school. Um, yeah, he's doing good. Just need some reinforcements. That's all. See, and I am surrounded by decent men. You know what I'm saying? This is good. And I think a lot of women need to have good men in their Rolodex and as friends and people they can trust because we just out here doing it ourselves and we're stressed. And you can't love and nurture if you're stressed out and frustrated and yelling at everybody in your house. And you just can't.
Everything is a product of what they allow or what they qualify
Coach Fred said, "What? Oh, why? How do I get this to show on the screen? See, I'm so slow."
for. So
It
most
says,
don't balance at home and they struggle with people. Okay, fair enough.
I can't believe I knew that. That Carl, you and I are all the younger guys don't have balance. Okay, see, look, I have forgot how to use this thing. I'm learning. I'm learning on the fly.
Mhm.
Hey, that's what I said. We gotta fix our homes and get rid of this high value illusion and just be valuable people.
Mhm.
Just like, worthy, valuable people. And I think we can achieve a lot.
I'm like I said, a lot of people want what they don't qualify for. I'm really stuck on that. I see it all the time. I see a lot of women with their hopes and what they have idea in their head. And then when you look at them without the makeup or without the weave, without the wig, or when you really see how they live, you're like, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
And same go with the guys. You got these guys out here, they think they the shit. They talk like but in reality, they haven't seen a doctor in God knows how long, much less a dentist, no life support when it comes down to life insurance or anything that says they've been at the same residence or same job for any amount of time. I mean, we're heading to on a path of Baby Boy Part Two or Disappearing Acts Part Two. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? That's all you're going to see because nobody has interdependency skills. Nobody really wants to invest. They
Mm-hmm.
just want the benefit, like wanting a paycheck from a job and you don't work there. That's it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's our destruction. That's the kit and caboodle. You got the women that still think they can crank it up. They don't really realize, man.
Crank it up.
Why I'm saying, and I said this the other day. Why would a man
Cranking it.
want to spend his resources to go hug and kiss a woman that smell like backwoods? And the veneer bad breath is a thing now because all you're doing is throwing veneers in your mouth to cover up those rotten ass teeth. So you got the veneer bad breath. It's crazy, man. I don't see why people think they're the prize or the choice or the preference or the I don't see it.
Well, okay.
I don't see it.
Trey said, all you are speaking of is learned behaviors from mom, dad, auntie, uncle, cousins, and friends. And I believe him. It's true. We I mean, we have a black culture, but then we have our own family dynamics and our own family culture that we develop, you know. Some things
You
we
know, I'm gonna stop agreeing with that learned behavior, and I'm gonna just say training because it's learned behavior
no.
when and I had to think about it carefully. One is voluntary, and the other one is learned behavior is when someone is teaching you, right? But when you voluntarily want to learn how to do dumb crap, that's not learned behavior. That's training.
No, I think you're wrong.
Okay. I was only being distinctive because
See, learned behavior, like I don't care what's coming out of your mouth. Sometimes your body language change too. Sometimes you pick up things subconsciously. Okay, I may not be in a room, hear you, see you hitting dad, but I hear, as a young girl, I hear the words you're saying out of your mouth, even though I don't want to hear it. Okay, now years come later and I get in a fight with my guy. So those things that were there subconsciously come out. Sometimes you, like you said, maybe voluntarily and involuntarily, how you absorb it, you know, but it be there. Learn behavior, repetition. Sometimes it's not somebody's training you. All you have to be is in a repetitious mode. That gives you habit automatically. Like I said, when I heard the truck, I automatically knew, get in line because dad's coming in the house. He didn't have to come in and say anything. It was just our learned behavior because I know if he sees this and these things that I have to get it right. So that was a learned behavior, you know, that we developed like on our own little microcosm, macro thing. I learned, oh, sorry. Trace said, Coach Ferg said, when you train, I learned from your training. He said, I learned from being trained from good and bad. After I understand, then it's self inflicted. And we are doing a lot of self inflicting, which I know you agree with, Carl. Yeah, the self inflict. That's crazy. Help us, Lord. Uh oh. I know you're muted, but it's this is why a lot of people need to go to therapy or get strong-minded individuals that will.
did you know recently, not too long ago, they just started allowing um black people to get therapy through Medicaid. Did you know that?
Mm-mm. Well, we need it.
They just started allowing that therapy and specifically in black community to be covered under Medicaid.
Mm,
So there's no excuse for a black person not to get mental health, you know, program services because it's covered under Medicare, A and B, and it's covered under Medicaid.
mhm.
It's crazy.
Coach Bird said a mistake. Oh, I'm posting all this stuff. A mistake after 3 times becomes a lifestyle.
Mistake after twice is a damn ignorance because you don't need 2 times to bump your feet into the couch to watch where you're going or move the couch.
Yeah, but if I
You don't need two, three baby daddies to realize, there's a problem.
okay, but I don't care. He said he wasn't going to do it again.
No, you got two, three baby daddies now, and none of them married you. That's not a mistake no more. That's ignorance.
But the next one said that he was going to marry me. So I'm going to give him a chance and maybe I'll give him a baby. It'll change him.
Did you see if he was qualified for the responsibility first to even believe him?
Yeah, he's in between jobs. He's in between.
That's not what I asked. Did you see his consistency, his stability, his contingency? Did you see that and know that? Not think, not feel, not hope, not working on it. Completed. Did you see that?
He did a couple jobs for Uber, so he, complete.
No, no, that's not. That's no, no, no. Y'all women gonna stop trying to do that
Mhm.
motherly crap. Okay, stop taking unprepared dudes, man. Because y'all see what the outcome is. It's not gonna work.
Mr.
I'm
Transparent.
working on it. If dude don't have a job that has a pension or social security check attached to it, that's not a job. That's a hustle. Now, do you want to raise your kid by a man that goes to work at Uber Eats?
Hey, he said that he can get $5,000 a month. So I trust and believe. Sometimes I'm out there doing deliveries with him. So we
Oh,
split the work.
so between welfare and Uber Eats, y'all think y'all gonna pull this off?
Absolutely.
Okay, and what about later? What about daughter just got hit by a car and surgery is gonna cost $10,000?
I have
There's
state
not
funded
there's not enough Uber
care.
Eats in the world.
I have state funded healthcare. So we're all good. I have welfare.
No, no. That's not full coverage. That's hope coverage.
Well, it's been working for us ever since I've got on my.
No, it's been working for you all these years. You think because he got the same benefit card as you think that's going to work. No, it doesn't work like that.
Well, my EBT gives me a discount at the hospital. So that's all that matters to me. I'm staying in the
Why?
system. I'm
Why
staying
your
in the
lazy
system,
ass
and you
don't just
can't.
no? Why your lazy ass just don't better yourself so you could qualify for someone that you don't have to go through that with?
Listen, y- you accept me as
Uh,
I am. I don't have to change. I've been
I don't
doing.
have to. There's 8 million
I'm
people on this planet
I'm
that have the
35.
same body part. Listen, 8 million other women that got the same body parts as you. Why do I have to take you as you are?
Black don't crack. I don't crack. All right.
It already cracked. Wait till them lesions and blackhead starts growing.
I
That's
I'm about to have
bullshit.
I'm about to have two
What
men.
is it?
Okay.
Y'all women
I'm
are
about to do
starting
the
to look like
poly
Cicely
life.
Tyson.
I'm about to do the poly life,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I'm gonna have two men, and so now we have triple the income. So that's how we're gonna beat inflation.
So let me get this straight. You went from hoeing around to being celibate to go back to being a hoe in a different way. Okay, I got you.
No, that's called strategy. All right, I learned that on
That
YouTube.
ain't strategy. That's called trying to Groupon your way through. Come on now.
I can't keep up with this. This is too much. Okay,
That Groupon shit ain't working.
it's too much. Trey, Mr. Furry said
And your
he said
name
that
still
you.
is not on a life insurance policy as a beneficiary or bank account. You're still getting put out at 2 o'clock in the morning with another baby. I mean, come on. Never mind.
He's referring to the past that I guess back then people learned faster from their mistakes when you could learn from other people's mistakes. Like you just don't go down the same path. But now it's like you only live once, so it's like just go for it. Fear of missing out. They come up with these new acronyms that people just enact on. And he said, especially after age 30, he should have stability.
Stability, consistency, and contingency. Otherwise, he should not be getting laid by anyone.
Do
If
you
you
agree,
ra-
Mr.
if
Trey?
you raise listen, if you raise the bar as black women and say, "I'm sorry, sir, I don't sleep with men that don't have life insurance." Niggas will go out and get life insurance just to get laid. You know that. If you raise the bar and say, "Oh, bro, you haven't been at your apartment for more than 10 years," I can't mess with you because there's nothing stable about you. You haven't been on your job for more than 10 years.
Mhm.
You haven't shown yourself stability and consistency. I can't see it. And what's the contingency? If my listen, I dare and I challenge any black woman right now. If your house burned down right now, everything you got is gone. Can you call the man you sleeping with and say, "Babe, my house caught on fire. I need a place to stay. Rather just me or me and my kid. Can I stay with you?" Watch what these niggas say. Watch what they say.
They might say yeah. Coach Ferg said,
They're gonna
Carl,
say yeah, but you're gonna get the hell out after about two weeks or a week. Come on, man.
that sounds good. However, a woman's hookah get hot and ready.
Right. But see, you can't bargain with that because I have never taken a woman's hookah to a gas station and get a full tank. I've never took a woman's hookah to pay my mortgage or my rent at neither place, neither
Listen,
resident.
take this hookah and everything will be fine.
No, no, no. That shit got no value. I'm sorry.
But okay, maybe that won't work for you, but what he's trying to say, what other people are doing.
Well,
So
see, that's the
where,
contamination. That's the contamination right there.
yeah, where
That's the contamination right there. Because it won't work for you. It may work on Joe Blob and Kareem.
okay,
Well,
so
those are
that's why when you
contamination.
found what worked for you, you probably wouldn't turn it down, right? Because it'll be like, why not? I'm not gonna entertain this anyway. So is that what a person that has okay, like a little bit higher up, like that can't get
And
played
this and
with?
this is why I always say prior to 1990 was the best years of life because everybody was on the same page. Everybody was on the same page.
Coach Ferg said a woman will bargain with that, and bro is going. I agree. And he also said
And that's the
90%
problem.
of men are going in face first.
And this is the problem. All we need is 60% of black men to say no. And watch how quick.
Mhm.
I'm telling you.
He said crack era changed the game. So now we're
N-
fiends.
No, 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 no,
So
no.
you
I'm not talking about
may
crack
not
era.
be on
I'm
the
not
crack.
talking about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where everybody knew you had. What was that? You got to have a job if you want to be with me. There was so many songs that really reflected how black people were, how they was thinking, how they was moving, how they was agreeing. You knew you had to go out there and get two, three jobs to maintain that house, or don't even come home. That was universal. Now it's, oh, don't worry about it. She'll help you get a job. She'll help you get your credit together. She'll help you, get a bank account. She'll help you get a driver's license. Come on, man. That's not a woman's job to be your mother. But because everybody's okay with the Groupon era, yeah, we can grow together. Nigga, you should already been grown. We can build together. No, you should already been built.
I think it's okay, like you said, most families were married. We were close knit. We more than
Everybody met the
likely
other. Wait a minute. Men
every
met the woman's father. Don't forget that.
we were, our families were close knit. We kind of stayed in the same blocks or a few towns over. And,
Hmm.
we fought for one another. But now it's like we can't even stand. We want to get rid of our kids at 18. We want to, okay, you got rid of him, but you didn't give him any type of tool to even build out there, you know? So that's
There
bad.
there was less. There
I
was
mean, we
more.
don't have all the information.
Do you realize there's more disrespect towards men in 2024 than there was back in 1980 or 1990 or 2000?
Yeah, but isn't that what y'all allow? You said society wouldn't have the infrastructure or laws if men didn't allow those things. So
I blame the beginning of the 90s when women started allowing men to move in with them.
Coach Ferg says,
That wasn't allowed prior
"Mhm.
to that. When that was allowed, that's when all hell broke loose. When it became, oh, let me get this straight. You mean to tell me all I gotta have is good sex and a job, and I can move in with you, and we can go 50-50? That's what all hell broke loose.
1 second. I'm so sick of your mic." 90s era, Coach Ferg said, the 90s era took mothers out of the home and on drugs. Brothers sold and deleted each other, left children to fend for themselves. Now there are adults fighting and doing the horizontal dance.
Well, let's look at today, 2024. Social media is making a lot of women ignore their damn children.
Hmm.
Okay,
That's the new drug.
women will leave the children at home to go fly to Barbados with their girlfriends.
Okay, don't ruin my day with that
All
because
right. Well, I mean,
that
all I'm
makes me
saying,
so
this
sad.
is what I'm saying, and all I'm saying is that
Right.
we are not doing no better than the people that was running around during the 90s. We became worse than them people during the 90s, and an embarrassment to the people during the 70s.
Well, I can say it was bad, but I think a lot of those people tried to do it away from the family. Even though it was bad, they did it away from their family. You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't do it in front of their kids. They like, oh, turn your head, or they just.
No, they had listen. Growing up,
But I
the
don't know anything about that. But
kids was outside on a total different room while the grown-ups was drinking, smoking their cigarette, and playing poker, spades, and bidwits. Do you understand? All the kids heard in the background was grown folks talking and Al Green and whatever records that was out during that time. Okay? In the house. Now, shit. These motherfuckers are sitting down smoking weed with their daughters
they're keeping it
and
deep.
they sitting down smoking weed with their sons and daughters. They getting pregnant at the same time with their daughters. It's different now. The grandmothers are starting at 24 years old. It's different.
No
Come
swearing.
on.
Yeah. But I mean,
And
people
this
want
all
to.
has to do with because what is the common words that we all use? Well, yeah, I'm grown. How are you grown and you do not have the basic essentials of an adult? How are you grown?
Well, you're
Because you
not.
pay bills, or because someone else is paying your bills, or because the government is giving you a hand? What makes you grown? There's no contingency and no stability. I don't want to see third generation welfare, fourth generation welfare. Yeah, me, my mama. Her mama and her mama, we was all on welfare. That's crazy to me. But yet at the same time, we could talk and say, well, we're better than y'all men. We make more money than y'all men. Well, if y'all made more money than men, and if y'all have more power than men, then why the hell y'all did not come out in the majority and make Kamala the president?
We would it would never happen. It doesn't matter.
Because y'all don't have as
You-
much power as y'all thought y'all had.
Exactly.
That's why. And your little bit of money and degrees don't mean shit. That's why.
So, a woman can't leave. All right. And they don't
I'm just saying.
have the power that they think they have. So stop trying to be afraid and just come out and say it. Now, Coach Ferg said, Carl, today there is no separation of adults and children. We all smoke
Yeah.
and turn up with the children. Thumbs down. And he also says, so today, Carl, what is your message to those who don't want this current path we're on? Thank you. Let's bring this, reel this in. And then we can show the clip after you respond to this.
The message to those who don't want this current path we are on,
Yeah, as Black community.
get a
Black-
Costco card uh, and do all your shopping on Amazon and stay to yourself in your house and make your house your fortress. And you have to comprehensively screen the person you let through your front door that you think, you know, you feel is going to be the one that you're going to invest in for the rest of your life. Because I'm going to tell you, you have never seen people turn until real money is involved. Then you start seeing a flip side of them. Or I would just say move. Get out of the United States and move, relocate. Because on the path that we're going, not only are we going to become extinct, but we are really going to be we're going to be eradicated. We're going to eradicate ourselves because if we're not making as many children and we're not getting as much stride as we should be financially, structurally, it's done. The next generation already letting us know what they doing. They
Well,
want to play video games and smoke and have sex 3 times a year. They already told us what they're doing.
Coach Ferg said you are now a leader, or maybe not. And he's saying no to what you just said. He said, get outside and work on self reflection.
You can't because people are not going to. First of all, people don't take
So,
constructive criticism, and people are, like I said, nobody's listening, nobody's processing. Everyone is grown, doing what they want to do, and they fear death. They
but
fear commitment.
you still have to tell them. It doesn't matter if they don't hear it or not.
You can't tell them none.
So what? I'm still going to tell it.
For what? All they're going to do is ignore you. They're going to go on social media. They're going to do something the most dumbest crap in the world just to get likes, views. And this is why I even told a lot of people now. Do you know what would happen if you do something stupid on social media and go viral, and now your address and everything about you is on the front page of a newspaper?
Coach Ferg said, so what is your message to save those behind you? Do people close to you listen?
Oh yes, my people listening. Yes, the kids that I mentor, the young men that I've mentored. I mean, we're so proud of them. You know, we got them to their first. Uh, what do we call them? Not cotillion dinner, but formal dinner. How the table is set up, the etiquette, all of that. We got them through that. How to tie tie, all the things that men should know. We got them through. The majority of it. So we're very proud of that. Their first formal dinner. You know.
Okay. And when did you last achieve that?
Oh, that was what, a few months ago.
All right. Now it's time to restart. Now we got to have our winter formal, and then our spring formal, and then our summer formal. Rinse and repeat.
Mhm.
You look tired already. Like, oh, forget it.
No, no. But my God kids listen to me. There are a few people that do listen, and they
Mhm,
carry the message, and they're demonstrating it in their lifestyle right now.
mhm,
This is why I said, it's a feat that, and I tell my God kids this all the time. Yeah, he's about to finish high school. She's in her second year of college. I got y'all from birth till now without doing drugs, without pregnancies, without gangs, without none of the crap that most of these kids are experiencing. That's a feat to me. That's like job well done, and I'm glad for that.
mhm.
Now, how many others can we get like that? I don't know, but on my inner circle has been done.
Coach Ferg said, glass half empty mindset will always lose in the world outside of the black community.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't think like that. I'm like, it's half full. Let's do it. See, that's why I said let's rinse and repeat. Okay, we're gonna do spring, winter, gotta press the gas down.
Well,
A lot of people don't
I
have
I
the ability to be servants, servant leaders.
I I believe in that, but I've also believe in dosage because when you try to ram a whole college degree in somebody in 6 months, overload, pressure, fear, anxiety, all that could come into play because everybody's not going to process things the same. So I'm not going to put the gas down, but I'm going to stay assertive and firm with them, but I'm going to do dosage like I have been doing all these years, and it's been working.
Okay, but I'm letting you know these people only got 6 months as you. So it's called accelerated, right? So you gotta push the
Mhm.
gas down.
When you're talking about young men from all walks of life, background, hood, and all of that, you don't accelerate because
Mhm.
it took. Listen, for me to teach a whole group of dudes, I'm talking about over 25 to 30 people between 12 and 21 how to play chess. Do you understand how to play it, how to understand it, how to process it? That's a feat. And like I said, to get them into tying ties, presenting themselves, carry themselves, the whole formal dinner. We took them to the gun range. We took them, to ride horses. We took them and taught them how to fish, what's needed. You understand? We even teach them about women to a certain degree. Come on.
Coach Berg, and I agree. All black people excuses. Meet them where they are and build from there. Set the
Yeah,
bar and expect them to meet it. That
that's
is
right.
absolutely true. Teach them to compete among men of other races. Well, that's a good one too. Because
Well, one
you
thing,
have to have
one
the
thing,
confidence to do that.
one. This is the thing. Competition can be destructive when you're
Why?
trying because when you're trying to get people to work on themselves to be a better version of themselves, you're not worrying about the next man. I'm not telling none of these kids, I want you to be like, no, I want you to be yourself. I want you each to be strong, just like your hands, right? Your pinky should be as strong as your thumb. And collectively, but individually. But don't compete because there's a big difference between the pinky and the thumb.
I'm competing, and I'm going to tell my son to compete. That's what I tell him.
Compete for what? Competing is just a distraction
No, it's not.
because
It's
I'm gonna
actually
say
gonna make him push himself harder or have a high expectation or a motivation and a sense of confidence within himself that he's just as good as anyone in the same room as him. Because some people cower away from that, or they don't accept the challenge, or they won't go for a certain thing because they don't feel like they're qualified. But I mean, we can't adopt what society has diluted for masculinity. There's nothing wrong with, men competing. Actually, it's accepted. Actually, you guys fill stadiums for it. Not so much women, but people pay millions to watch you guys compete, and they train at a level and that is like not on just average. That's why they
because
get
when
in
when you're
shape.
playing ball, and I'm only remembering this as a coach, when you're playing a ball, if you are more concerned about competing against the other team instead of y'all just doing your job to the best of your ability, that's it. As long as y'all working collectively, all five of y'all is on the floor working collectively, doing your job. That's what you're more concerned about to win the game than the competition part of it. It's a distraction. Don't look at the scoreboard. Just make the baskets. Do your job, work together, and make the basket. Don't worry about what the other team got. So what? They got three people taller than you. Don't worry about that. Just do your job.
Okay, but me doing my job really kind of puts me above everyone else because I'm a Kobe. I'm out at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing other things that other people aren't doing. So, what do you do then? When I'm doing more than the average, my drive is more than the average, or like Trey Ferg said, like build like. So I'm doing things in a manner that's on a different level, or if not the same or better than men of other races. Because we know that a lot of black people, they did innovate a lot of things.
Right.
We don't get the credit, but they did innovate a lot of things that we use today.
Well, like I said, I'm not raising people or mentoring people to become like Elon Musk.
Why
I
not?
just need because I need Elon Musk is Elon Musk.
I don't care who Elon Musk is. I'm Stephanie Thompson.
Okay, so
There's something
just be
Elon do that he
so
that I do
so
that Elon
just
can't even do.
so just focus on building Stephanie Thompson, and that's it.
Okay,
Don't worry about what Kamala is doing. You can't compare yourself because when you talk about competition, you're also comparing yourself to somebody else.
but that's
Don't
okay.
don't worry about comparing yourself to someone else. Just be yourself.
I am being myself, but like Serena and Venus' dad did, right? You see how he
Hmm.
built up their confidence? He said, I don't
He-
care. Don't talk to my daughters and try to make them think that they're doubt themselves and their skills and ability. Oh, so you're not worried about facing Trey Ferg's team? She's like, no. And so the guy asked a question again, and the dad raised up and said, why are you asking her that question? She told you the answer. She said she's gonna win. So I'm not gonna take away or dim down the abilities of myself or my son because it's already we are in a society they have built-in preconceived notions about black children already. I don't care how fair they're trying to be. That white woman's still gonna grab her purse because she see you. So those are learned behaviors. So the learned behaviors, I got to outperform that.
And this is
So there's a lot
why
of things that
this
you
is why when I look at people that do things not because of the competition out here, they did it because of their passion for what they wanted to do. Quincy Jones did things the way he wanted to do, not the competition of other artists or other producers or what anybody else perceived, think, felt, whatever. It's just like Frank Sinatra said, doing it your way. Focus on you, not the competition. And Quincy walked away with many awards. He is going to be a legend within himself, just like Frankie Beverly was. But
okay.
the difference is, listen,
He was
with
winning
all
them
the
awards
people,
with other
with
people next to
with
him.
all the people that Quincy Jones is responsible for, their stardom, their famous lifestyle and all of this. This man passed away and he was not a billionaire. You understand? He was not up there. He didn't get what he was due for all of what he's done with his life since high school. He's been in this business since high school. So all these years, all the music, all the commercials, the movies, the jingles, everything. He loved the passion of doing music, not for the money, for the passion. You see, the competition didn't exist. He got where he's at without competition, not because of competition. If he would have put competition in, he wouldn't have made it as far as he did. Frankie Beverly the same way. He was just making music. He wasn't trying to be in competition with Earth, Wind, and Fire, Cool and the Gang. He was just
He
doing his
said
thing.
other races. This is what I'm saying. You're not even listening.
What do you
You
mean out other
ain't
races?
listening. Okay. Trey Burke said you totally just did not hear anything that was
I
stated.
did.
No,
You're
you
talking
didn't.
about other races. It
Yes.
doesn't matter. Listen, it don't matter if it's other races. It doesn't matter if it's other sexes. It don't matter what. I know exactly what I'm saying. Stick to what you are passionate about, what you're good at, building yourself, and not worrying about comparing yourself to someone else. Stop worrying about the competition. If you know how to make some damn good
Okay,
cookies,
okay, okay.
don't don't
If you had two women, right? Oh, I am just like I know I got this in the bag. I know I got Carl in the bag, as opposed to because I know that whatever that's unlike whatever, and then a person is passionate about themselves or whatever, whatever. Who are you going to choose? Somebody that actually is trying to compete for you, or that's not?
the person that's not competing for me would be my best choice because the person that's competing is
Mhm.
there only to win what? And then what happens after they get it?
They get to be in a relationship with you because they wanted you.
But they're not being their authentic self. They
Why
put
not?
the person competing will do anything to win. But once they win, they can drop the facade. They can drop the energy.
Oh God, you're so whack.
Oh, why? Because I didn't
Post
read from your
first.
cue cards?
Oh, you don't have to read from my cue cards, darling. Be yourself.
Oh,
So
well,
I'm just
that's
telling
my
you what you
point.
are. Whack.
I
So
listen. One thing as a man would say to his father, to his son, don't worry about what the other boys have. Just be glad that what you got and work with what you got. You don't sit here and say you can make love to a woman better than he can. That's not what we do.
You cannot say that in the climate we're in. We are in catch up mode. Do you understand that? Our kids can't freaking read.
Oh
So
well,
you need to put a
yeah,
rocket
well,
underneath things. It ain't no,
well
oh,
that that
you
that
got a, it's called accelerator program for a
but
reason.
that's it. But that's intended. That's why they lower the range for kids to graduate high school.
And you're
They
lowering
lower
by saying be
they
passionate and not fight for your
no
spot at the table.
that is for a reason. That's something totally different. They lower the range for kids to graduate high school. You understand? Before you needed a B, now you can have damn near a C minus and pass.
But you just said that that's fine as long as you're doing your best because your best is a C. And that's why, do you understand? So,
Yeah.
Coach Ferguson, that that's the problem. Today's ninjas are doing it their way without following the plans of those who won the game. And you even said that. You said that, oh, people look at the Rockefellers, look at the Rockefellers. Okay, why? What did they do?
Hmm.
What did they do so special? Oh, this is what they did. So why not emulate that so you can replicate it in your life in some way? You've even said that. Life does not give out participation awards. You play to win the game. Exactly. No one's coming to save you. Literally. If nobody's there, you do have to fend for yourself. You do have to push, you know? Really, you do have to put the work and that's just I believe that, just from learning over in life. And as a man, because like you said, if you move in with a woman, you are automatically a sucker. So you have to build yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
this is what I'm
Building yourself. Be prepared as a man. Yes, it's a responsibility when you're talking about taking getting involved with a woman. That's a responsibility. Getting involved with a woman is the same thing as you buying a car. You understand? You have to be prepared for the maintenance. You understand the gas, everything. Otherwise, you ain't gonna have it long. You have to take care of a car in order to have it for a long time. Same thing with a woman. You got to take care of that in order to have it for a long time. You can't expect a car to help you help it.
so that means you gotta compete, right?
You don't compete. You just take your lazy ass out there and get a job.
All right, so you gotta compete. And but even in getting a job, you still gotta compete with 10
I
other
was
people
a
trying to get the
competition to
job
get a job.
because there's other applicants. You got to stand out. If you get the interview, you got to sell yourself so you can get the job. You have
Okay,
to.
okay, okay,
That's just how I see it.
okay.
It just is.
Okay.
Unless you're like the only one that's doing it, then I can understand. If you're the only one that's doing a certain thing, then okay. But the mostly everyone else has to put in the work to get what they want.
So
And
you saying
so
it's
you
competition?
did.
When I be telling some of these women, yo, go become a notary public in your state.
Mhm.
That's not a competition. That's a suggestion. So that way you can now expand yourself at places to make money. You don't have to be restricted. You can be expanded. When I tell them that you can be not only a notary in your state, but you can also grab onto what you can as a tax write-off being a notary. You can write off your phone. You can write off your home. You understand? So this is not to compete with other women. This is for your self benefit to expand. You get what I'm saying? All like I said, all you women got the same body parts, different sizes, different colors, different shapes, whatever. So there's nothing special about it. It's average.
Okay, what are you talking about?
I'm still supporting my thing about competition versus self advancement, self inflation. You understand? There's no reason for a woman to sit here and compete with another woman or compete with another man. All she needs to worry about without distracting herself is herself, build herself, prepare herself. Same with a man. That's what you do when you're single and independent. You prepare yourself for a partner, the responsibilities that come with it. That's it.
Uh-oh, hold on.
What happened?
Nothing. I almost lost everything.
Oh, Lord. So you want to cut it so you can save it?
No, no, no. Everything's there.
Oh, I don't want you to lose shit and blame me.
No, I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna blame you. Well, I still say compete for the thing you want. Just like Judge Mathis, he had to compete for his wife's affection because he lost him.
It's tacky
He
for
dropped it.
10. It's tacky for 10 women to be in the same room with 5 men, and they're all trying to get the one guy that every woman wants. You don't have to compete against other women to get that one man, because if you are that woman, that man will choose you and don't see those other women. So that's why it says you don't need to compete.
Okay, so
All
he
you,
went over to her.
when you compete, you make yourself look desperate. You make yourself it doesn't look good for you to be competing with other women to get a man or to be with them. That's
So
crazy.
a person that shoot their shot with you because they spoke up because they saw what they want and got it, you're not gonna give her any attention.
No, I didn't say that.
You
If
you
they
just
step
said that.
if they're
You
stepping
just
to
said that.
me, you said they're stepping to me though, right? They're stepping to me. So it's not a competition. They're coming to me and I say yay or nay, and that's it. That's not a competition. That's just a simple, direct way, formal or informal, to say, hey, I'm interested. And then you should, shoot the shot, as they say. So what? You either get rejected or accepted.
Mr. First,
Competition, competition is more like what Nick Cannon is doing, what Lil Wayne is doing.
Mr. Treyford said, so we lower life expectations because of others. Others want the same job. Ninjas are allowed to lower expectations because of fear and blaming others. And he said competition among men builds character. And
What
that I
character?
believe that you don't
What
always win.
what character? How does competing against another man builds character in me? That's crazy.
Has somebody beaten you at things?
I mean, if they beat me at something, it's because they was more skilled or better at it than I was in that instant. That doesn't mean that I gotta compete. There's not to compete.
Did
Either
you
you know more.
did you ever
No,
face them again in the same thing, same
of
arena?
course, of
And then what
course.
happened? Did you beat them or not again?
It goes back and forth. There's times I've
Okay
won,
then.
there's times they won. But that's not necessarily to support an argument of what you say, which is, you know, to be this. superiority of never losing or always got to be on point, on top. I always got to win. No, there's some
Well,
games you're not gonna win.
okay, so that's the character building part. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I
That
believe the Trey
so
Ferguson.
you're saying, wait a minute. So the character building is knowing that today you won, but tomorrow you won't. I mean, I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it-
All right.
We're gonna have to pivot because I think you're
Okay.
too new age. I think you've been affected by modern culture. Um,
Yeah. You say what you want to say.
yeah, I mean, if dudes back in the day were tougher, and you're like, oh, men ain't the same today. Well, you sounding like the men of today to me. So
Okay.
I'm getting confused. So what are we gonna do? We gonna be 10 toes down, or no? You know?
I just say things the way I know it is, not what I feel or think.
Hmm.
I only go by what I know, not what I feel or think.
Okay, then I could bring up a situation.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
So your purpose is to what?
To say that you do compare yourself to other people.
I don't compare myself with anybody. Who do I compare myself to?
Well, I've heard you
Not my
many times.
not my dad.
I've heard you many a times in conversation, you know, shade no shade, that you
I
said,
don't
treat me like a white person. But why would
no.
you refer to
I
no,
be
that's what you
no.
said. Because why?
No.
Okay,
No.
why
I
would you say
say
that? Why
no.
would you say that?
I say that not out of the context of what you're trying to make a point with, which
No,
is tacky. I
it's not.
said
It's
when
true.
you go when I go into a store and I'm trying to find something or I'm trying to, get some service and they're ignoring your ass because we know they'll give more attention to white people when they step into their store than they do black. And some stores you have to scream out, treat me like a white person. So this way they know the equality of treat me as a equal the same way you treat the other customer. And stop looking at the color of our skin. That's what I was talking about. That's not a competition. And that's not looking up or trying to be like a white person. I
Well,
just
you don't
want them
say
to
treat
give
me like a white person.
I'm
You say
just saying
treat me with
I'm
respect.
just saying give me the same respect and courtesy that you give that white boy or that white lady that came in here that spent 10 minutes before they was out the store because you came over there and helped them directly. That's all. And I see it all the time. When you go inside any store and you see them kids or young people that work in there and they're messing with their phone or they don't want to do no real work. So you standing there in the aisle looking dumb trying to figure out what is it that you're, trying to purchase. You're supposed to be helping me.
Yeah. So you
But
say, am I going to help myself or do I get service around here? I don't have to
well,
say,
since that's not my house, I'm going to service myself. I come in there looking for a pair of pants. Now, ma'am, can you direct me on where you carry your blue jeans at? That's your job to tell me and help me. You're supposed to tell me what you have, where is this located, what would be best for me. That's your job. But if you have me standing there not knowing and looking for help and you ignore me because you're on your cell phone or you don't feel like really working today, whatever, that ain't my problem. Yes, treat me like you treat a white person. Because we all see black people, they treat white people different than they treat black people.
now, didn't I say that people have the preconceived notions already?
I
That's what I'm
don't think
saying.
that would be a preconceived notion. I would
It
call that
is,
what
because you
it
said
is.
it's already
It,
installed in their heads
I
that they are gonna.
I would look at it as it is, which is racism or discrimination. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat that if I
I
wanted
already said
something.
that. I said that. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't even have to refer to, oh, treat me as white person. No, I don't even care about that. I'm me.
Well, like I
Treat
said, that's
me.
just a joke that I've always utilized.
Okay, that's a joke, but I'm just saying it could be
But
seen that way.
it's a dead serious joke when I'm in them stores and them white people act like I'm not there, but they know I'm there, and they don't feel like helping out a Negro in their store because their preconceived notions. You know?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. The thing is, if it's even insinuated that we live in this society, I'm still gonna move in a way that I put on my pants the same way as you, and you're not better than me.
Hmm.
So you have to move like that, and you're not better because it can be easy to cower and think, "Oh, I gotta be quiet or whatever." Heck no! Especially if you're trying to be rude and make me look crazy. No way. Like I said, I stood up to the director and the whole department. And you know, when directors and managers come around, people be trying to run and act like they doing work.
Yeah,
I just had to call her
yeah.
out. So, because you was like, it was irritating me. So I'm taking a risk. I'm in a crowd of 50 people.
Hmm.
My hand go up. You're being rude. And you know what? She contacted me back. Thank you for correcting me. Oh, okay. She don't know me like that, but okay, cool. I can respect that. But you're not gonna be up in here acting like we the problem when you're supposed to just bring us to an understanding if something's changing. You I don't like bullies, first of all. So I'm gonna hold you accountable to that. And I'm gonna call you out on it. So I don't care. Do what you want. But she always respected me after that. I say I want to do this or a little product. Can I borrow this? Can I, oh, do whatever
Hmm.
you need. Take whatever you want. But sometimes you do have to, be, assertive and not in a
Well,
weird way, you
I've been
know.
assertive. I've been assertive the last few months because of what Coach Ferb is doing. There's nothing old about me, bro. I do 50 push-ups every morning. My stomach don't hang over my thing. And trust me when I tell you, Method Man is older than I am. Okay, so watch that comment about who's old. Okay, because if I'm old, then I feel sorry for everybody else that's older than me.
Hey, I'm younger and I feel old already. My back hurting and I'm yawning. But we're gonna get through this last clip because we didn't get to it
Okay,
earlier.
come on,
And yeah, so
let's
one
do it.
second. I wanted to finish the last high value one because that's one word I want to eliminate, but
There's no such thing, but if people
it's
want to
a
believe
take a joke.
it, if people want to believe in high value, let them. But there's no such thing
All right,
because if
let's
you was,
finish it out because
come on,
I did want to ask the question. Can you hear it?
no,
Oh,
Eat, sleep, and poop me and shut up while I go run amok. Be in your beta because I said so. That's low functioning to me. High value and high functioning would be, now I want a man who can stand on, he's vertical because every human being is a hybrid. We're all high functioning and low functioning. So there's going to be moments where I get in my low functioning. And if I get in my low functioning and I start to say things that are emasculating to you, I don't want a low functioning man. I want you to
hmm
say, baby, I don't talk to you like that. And I don't like when you talk to me like that. I'm not gonna leave you, but we got to work on this because I'm not some nothing ass nigga.
So what is a high value man? Because I heard you reference
Why can't we do the, you know what I'm saying? Like it has like the slider on it so you can get to the point where you want to see it.
Cam as a high value.
Oh man, I totally missed the whole thing. I totally missed. Okay, let's go to the next thing because it is just not working for me at that point. So let me ask you, Carl, um, or anybody in the chat, who defines the term high value? Does the person himself or herself define that they are high value, or does the people looking towards them see them as high value? Who determines the value?
Nobody.
Mm.
A person can't describe themselves as high value because that's like you saying your resume is a sure shot thing, but you don't know that if you sent your resume to 8 different places and they all turned you down, then you must not be as high value as you thought.
I'm sorry, but
It's
that's your
subjective.
self-establishment. So you're saying the
Yes,
person.
yes. No, that's the person that's saying they're high value. You cannot say you're high value yourself if the people that are trying to determine if you fit for them are not accepting you.
But what if I think I'm high value because that's what I determine for myself?
You
But
can
if
just
somebody takes
you
me, then that doesn't mean I'm less valuable, right?
no, that means you're sprucing yourself to be something you're not. You are.
How?
It's delusional
Why not?
because you think that you are wife material. But every man that come in contact with you just want to sleep with you and get rid of you. So how high value are you? Really, how high value are you if every man that you come in contact with just wants to sleep with you and be gone with you? None of them ever proposed to you or actually married you, but you still run around thinking you high value.
What if they were
Lisa,
good and I didn't want to get with them?
again, you're not going to sit here and squeeze lemon out of lemonade.
Okay, but you told me to shop better, so all those guys don't qualify anymore, right?
Again,
I'm pushing all theories.
you cannot say you are high value
Mhm.
if you don't have nothing to show for it. How about that?
Okay, I can understand that. You
Because
can say
high
you're a millionaire,
value,
you should have some assets that show.
high value, if you was in high demand, which is what people are trying to utilize the word high value to mean, if you was in such demand, if you was such the bee's knees of it all, the top choice, then you wouldn't be going through what peasants are going through. Like I used before with people, there's a difference between you looking for a job versus people calling you to offer you jobs. There's a difference. If you got 10 people blowing up your phone trying to offer you a job for paying 150 grand a year, that would be a high value person because you're in high demand.
Mhm.
So you're not looking for a job. People are looking for you to work for them
Yeah,
or
but
make you.
the thing is, I still can refuse because not everything.
I'm
There's
not talking about your choice, lady.
but that is the choice because
Yeah,
if I'm
I
high
don't think you
value,
understand.
okay, if you're
High
calling
value.
me,
If nobody's banging down your door,
okay, but
okay.
this is where the competition comes in
No,
because
this ain't
I,
competition. There ain't nobody out
it
there.
is because
Oh
okay,
my
you said
God.
the people are calling me, right? Right? Now I have the option to turn down certain things because I can't take every offer.
That is
You know,
so minuscule. Why are you being petty? Pay attention to what I said.
I'm not saying okay, but if I'm
I'm
looking at,
saying what I'm saying is you have people out here that nobody is calling
I
and they're
know.
referring to themselves as high value. Nobody's checking for you. So how are you high value?
Okay, but I'm saying I'm not speaking on that. Obviously, you're not getting any offers, but the ones that you do have the offers, now you can turn down or take in whatever you want. That's what I'm saying.
Women can't even tell the difference between where they fall in. Fuckable, keepable. They can't
Please
even
don't
tell the
keep
difference.
there.
They can't even tell the difference where they fall at because they're confusing attention is attention. What did Easy E say? All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
All attention is not good attention. Just because you got a bunch of dudes trying to holler at you, don't mean all of them want you to marry. You just have 50 guys that's trying to sleep with you. That's it.
Okay. But that can be for any reason.
So
You
because
know what I'm
50
saying?
guys,
Because like if
because
even if I got 50 guys, right?
because 50 guys want is giving you attention, you're
Yeah,
gonna run
I
around and
still
think
have
that
to
all
be wise. I'm not skewing it
Mhm.
that way. If I say, well, I don't think these guys are here to be intentional with me. So if I open up and I can physically or the questions that I ask, I'm like, wow, that's this guy ain't serious.
you're
So
losing a point
why? But if I don't
because
entertain it, if I'm getting that attention, doesn't that mean I'm avoiding
no,
trouble or I see some type of value in myself to avoid?
if 50 guys is blowing up your inbox in your mind all year long, you're gonna say, men are after me left and right. I can't even keep up. They all be hitting me up, trying to ask me out on dates and trying to holler at me. You are now going to think that you're high value because of the surge of men trying to get access and trying to get your attention. That's what you're going to think. You're high value because of all this attention. But the reality is that's not true. They just want to sleep with you.
But
Now,
most people want
does
to.
that break down does that break down that whole notion that you thought you was high value because all these guys was trying to holler at you? It should because ain't none of them trying to keep you. So you're not as high value as you think. You thought you was because you misconstrued all of this attention as being high value, putting you on a high value status.
Okay,
But you're
so
not.
if you think you're high value and people just want to sleep with you, is that the same thing?
But I'm not high value. That's the point.
I'm
No
not.
man is high value.
I'm just saying it. Use it in a man's world because
Well, even in
obviously
the man's
you're
world,
conservative over here. Go
it
ahead.
would still apply because guess what?
Mm,
With a man, you can't refer to a man as high value if you do apply high value to him. Now I'm going to question: are you more interested in the value or the man? Because if he wasn't making that amount of money or driving that fancy car, you wouldn't call him high value. That's the only reason why you call him high value because of what he accumulated. So, are you interested in the value or the man?
both.
Big difference. And I believe that's what that lady was talking about. in that video.
Okay, then so exactly. So if it's the same thing as a woman, if she's trying to be, live a certain way, okay, if I'm out here all willy-nilly, then that devalues a lot of things.
You
So
got
I
women
have
out here
figured that
sleeping. You got
um
women out there selling their body, talking about they high value. Okay,
okay.
Christy Monroe thinks she's high value. A over 50 woman that's white thinks she's half black or Puerto Rican. She was on Love and Hip Hop.
Oh my goodness. Hurry up, make it quick.
She think she think because she knows a few fancy restaurants and trying to live this lifestyle like she's rich. She's trying to smooth and blend in with rich people, even though she's not rich. But she claims herself to be high value, but she's not. She's old value because no man wants to marry her. They just want to sleep with her.
Okay.
And now that she's starting to figure it out, now you have to make whatever excuses to camouflage being rejected.
Okay.
So there's nothing high value about her. Just like I said, it's just a fancy word for people to say, I think I'm better than you. That's what they're saying. I believe that I'm better than you. So I'm high value. No, you ain't. You average. Ain't nothing high value about you.
Okay, so I think we can agree to get rid of high value in 2020.
Hmm. Yeah, because it makes no sense for a man or woman.
I like what Coach Ferg said. He said to have high character trumps high value. And now we can focus on who you truly are, because if you
Hmm.
say what you are and we don't see any fruits of it or
Right.
evidence of your character more so than things around you, now we can start, differentiating the males
That's like,
from actual men. Nope, don't talk about no more. Now we're gonna
no,
go
I'm
to the
just
next
saying. I
thing.
was just
No, I
saying.
didn't let you talk so long,
I
and
just
you
wanted
didn't
to
get to
say
say.
one thing, please. Your mother thinks you're high value, son, but that's the only woman on this earth that thinks you of a value because she's your mother. Every woman on this planet don't think you have any value at all. You're average dude.
So I rather my mother give me encouraging words than negative ones.
But she's giving you lying encouraging words, having you go out in this world thinking you high value, but she thinks you're high value.
Okay, I would say that's fine, because
And now
if
you're a
my
40-year-old
life
year-old
was
virgin.
taken, then that person didn't even value my life, and your life is priceless. So I am, in that sense, to her.
Mm-mm. Okay.
I don't care. I ain't gonna curate it maybe in regards to anybody else. Okay, well, you'll always be high value. Um, your children will always be high value to you because they came from you and you want what's best for them. So
Hmm.
you should always have positive words and speak into them that they can see themselves in in a positive light. Even if your mother was the only one to do that, maybe that will be the only person that treats you that way.
Well, at least be clear and honest. I told my God kid, you are special to me, your father, and your mother. But everybody else in this world can care less. They don't give a damn.
Right, exactly. So
Okay.
you said the same thing I did. So
But
that's not lies, right?
I'm but I'm not going to tell them they're special. and just leave it at that, because then they can go out in the real world and find out the real world is saying you ain't special.
Okay, so who you gonna believe? The people that love you and see you every day, as opposed to niggas that only see you 2 hours or whatever and pass in and say you ain't special. Oh, really?
Well, what do you think people are doing on social media?
That's different. That's ego.
Hmm.
But a child, that's pure.
In real life, you only know 30 people, but on social media, 5,000 people like your page and follow you,
Hmm. But
and
yeah,
only 80 people likes your pictures all the time. But in real life, you don't even know 80 people.
yeah.
Like I said,
People know
yeah,
authenticity.
they're
So,
special only on social media.
but it doesn't matter. Like you can be special. I don't want to talk about this because that's why I said I wanted to cut it short because you just go forever.
No,
Even Stevie Wonder was blind. So
yeah,
he is special. And he could have even viewed his disability and just been negative and crawled up and been depressed. I'm sure it's been hard at times, but what did he do?
he still
He was
got laid
selling,
though.
even though he was okay. I'm not talking about that.
I'm
All right, I'm going to the next clip. Next, I'm done.
messing
What
with
you
you.
work love is a decision. It is not an emotion. So if you're riding an emotion, you'll never go the long haul. Love is a decision that says, I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I still choose you. I choose to stay connected to you spiritually, emotionally, and physically. That's what love is. Like is the emotion that makes you say, you can be with someone for the whole year and not really like them because of a change that they're going through. I don't think my husband particularly liked me sometimes while I was pregnant with my kids, but he loved me. So he said, I'm watching the ugly and I'm just choosing to stay. What you work, love is a decision. It is not an
Mhm.
emotion. So if you're riding an emotion, you'll never go the long haul. Love is a decision that says, I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I still choose you.
Mhm.
I choose to stay connected to you spiritually, emotionally, and physically. That's what love is. Like is the emotion that makes you say, you can be with someone for the whole year and not really like them because of a change that they're going through. I don't think my
Got
husband particularly liked me sometimes while I was pregnant with my kids, but he loved me. So he said, I'm watching the ugly and I'm just choosing to stay. What you work.
Yeah.
I really love and agree with what she was saying. The only thing that I caught was when she referred to the kids as her kids and not our kids. That's the only thing. But I'm
Okay.
not going to nitpick. But
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I know.
It is. It is.
Okay.
It is decision, not conditional.
No, darling. She said decision, not a feeling. Let's be precise with what
Right.
she said.
No, I agree with that. But like she said, when you just
Oh my
like
God, you
somebody,
can't chew when you talk. I can't. I have a pet peeve.
no, I said when you like somebody, like she said, it won't go far because you're predicated that the moment things don't go your way or it's not what you think is going to be or turn out, now all of a sudden you don't like the person no more. And we see that with a lot of women when they see the guy, he was fine, he was cute, he was this, he was that, regardless of the shortcomings. But the moment he got her pregnant and she had the baby, now he's a deadbeat dad. Now he's a bum. Now you don't like him. Well, what you don't like about him now, that changed. Because when you lay down with him, you liked him. Now you had the baby afterwards, and he ain't throwing a whole bunch of money at you and Chanel bags or whatever. Now you don't like him. Well, he wasn't doing that before y'all was making babies.
Um, I think her message is not what you were saying, but we
Okay.
really need to start um, learning how to make the active decisions in love. We just think it stops, or we just think it's a feeling. And that's where we
Hmm.
get it wrong. We have to choose. Love is also an action, it's a verb. You have to put
Hmm.
it into place, you have to implement it.
Yep.
And love is, I may not like you, and that's true. I don't care even if we did get married. Like, for right now, like, I honestly say, even the last comment you made, I didn't like that. And I let you know that. But I still will respect you and, give you accolades and choose to be through whatever. But I still didn't like it, but I still
Right.
respect you. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
we have to, say those things and not hide it. Like, okay, well, she don't like that. I probably won't do that because, oh, I love her. I don't want her to do that. Or maybe you will do it. I don't know.
Hmm.
But that person has to communicate that so that you both actively can make those love decisions to just keep
Right.
it right here instead of here, or even when it is here, once somebody's here, like, we have to make it, equal and
Like,
decide
like,
to.
like, don't be so quick to divorce them because of one thing or
Mhm.
two
Or
things.
2, or yeah. But
Hmm.
sometimes it be like that, you know what I'm saying? But, like, give a person a second chance. Everybody deserves a second, maybe a third, okay? Or maybe a fourth. I mean, we can, as that depends on how long that person can, deal with certain things. And
Tolerate. Yeah.
but some has to change at some point because it's not all about you and what your selfishness and things like that. You have to consider your partner too. But people be
Yeah.
doing.
Because would you agree? A lot of people are involved in relationships, even marriages, and still thinking and moving like a single person.
Mhm.
They really think they can merge the two or incorporate both or have both. And I don't see that. I see guys and women doing that. My thing is,
Well,
if you know you're going to cheat, why did you get married?
I mean, yeah, but you don't know. Like I said, you don't know necessarily, but if you do
I
get
don't know
married,
what.
know that that could be in the possibility, but I ain't gonna put it out there, but that could be because some people look, some people have moments of weakness, not giving an excuse to that, but just being in my situation, like, oh, well, okay, this was a really big pothole that we just went through. Okay, I got a flat tire. Well, okay, let's try to repair this. Can't throw away the whole car because just the tire got blown out. So we
No,
gotta,
I would just replace the whole tire
yes,
because
you
it
can,
makes no
you
sense
still
to sit
no.
here and work with somebody that now, what, let's start with the first thing. First of all, you violated the trust issue.
Mhm,
All right. So I can't even trust you the way I did before because you
mhm,
violated already.
mhm,
Two, now also there is a possibility you might do it again.
mhm,
Just be better at it, at hiding or camouflaging or whatever.
mhm,
Regardless of how many chances or what is worked through or whatever, because each relationship is not the same,
mhm.
it should have been done in the first place,
Yeah, absolutely.
regardless of what excuses is being attacked.
Mhm,
So, hey, I say conditional because, you know, she's putting it on that, hey, rather you fart in bed or whatever, you know, faults that you may have, I'm going to be with you regardless.
mhm,
Instead of conditionally, you only got one time to lose your job. I'm out of here because I'm not moving in with my mother. Or I'm not living on those streets.
mhm,
I'm not struggling. I didn't marry a man that struggled. That's conditional. It's conditional. So come on.
But we're only human and we are conditional. That's why I think, faith plays a big part in things, even though I know people they don't try to incorporate it, but you do need to pray. You do need to cover your wife and you need to cover your husband when they leave your presence. There's things that are
Mhm.
out of your control, but if we all have the same like value systems and goals that we know that these are our rules, these are our beliefs, at least we can stick to those things that govern our home. If we out here just willy nilly and go with the flow, no, that ain't gonna work. I'm sorry. Because now anything could just happen. Oh, babe, I just was okay. Um, but you just messed up everything. And so like for you to even be convicted beyond me, like, well, who's gonna hold
Mhm.
you accountable beyond me? But if you ain't liking me at the moment, so you you what if God's saying like, no, don't go there? Well, I don't care if you like your wife or not. You need to go back and make it right. So I think we need to incorporate bigger things in our marriages like we used to have back in the day, where we all
Mhm.
dressed up and went down and went to church. We worshiped. We saw other family members. We got to play with people, and they had the like mind. And I mean, it may not have been 1,000% perfect, but then we go home. We have our Sunday dinners and all these things. Like we were
Mhm.
intentional about that, and
Mhm.
that at least if we did work so hard during the week, we had that one day where we could lay, our burdens down in a sense,
Mhm.
together and, unleash that because sometimes like you do need that release and sometimes you just can't
Yes.
do with your husband or wife. Maybe you can, with sex and talking and things like that. But sometimes you're like, well, I just need, my alone time or I gotta talk to God or like
Mhm.
just some things I just don't maybe not want to reveal to you because I may wanna do something. Maybe you wanna move like, "Oh, God, I really wanna give my wife a better house or home," and,
Mhm.
things like that, and so maybe those things that you have to tell him that to help you, give you the strength to do. I mean, I do it as much as I can, but you need something else, or a miracle. Um, and I just think it from what I've seen and how even prayer.
Right.
Like, they said that the couples that pray together, like, the divorce rates are very low,
Mhm. Mhm.
and you have to and it's out there. I mean, I can try to look it up, but just to be exact, you know,
Mhm.
and I think that's so important, but I think the thing that we reject the most is sometimes, the thing that we need the most because it helps, um You know, that's just me, but,
No, you
I
you you right on point. I can believe that.
yeah, um,
Yes.
it says let me see, share this tab. Can you see it? Because I know I'll be messing up.
Negative.
Oh, hold on, let me see. You might not be able to see it because it's so
Mhm.
tiny.
Wow.
I know, that's so bad. That I need to be on a platform. Layout, what does it say? It says, according to some sources, the divorce rate for couples who pray together regularly is less, the divorce rate is less than 1%, or 1 in 1,152 couples. Isn't that cool?
Mm, not
So
bad.
one in 1,052 couples, less than 1%.
Mm,
So it's like, I think we have things that don't want us to come together on a different level. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I just think, I don't know, maybe we should incorporate it. Just like we take time
Hmm.
or we exercise when we exercise, or we be intentional with our diet, we get
Hmm.
healthier. When we're intentional in the gym and, we modify things, we get healthier, we get stronger, we build. So if we're speaking, those words over one another, I think it's very effective. Even the study with the Japanese people,
Hmm.
the people that spoke to the water, I mean, when he did the test, when he spoke to the water, that all the crystals formed and they were equal and they looked beautiful. But when he spoke to the water negative words, it looked like dark, cracked, everything. So just even it's a very apparent. Like I can talk to you, interact with you because I just have respect. So, and I know that I should respect and love other people. I want to treat people as I treat myself. So, I may be more inviting to most people than other people that may have a nasty attitude. You may not want to be around that person because what comes out their mouth, their body language, how they interact with you, which is usually by words. If I'm saying I don't need you, F you, you're gay, do you really want to hang around that person? No.
True.
So why would I say things to hurt you? Why would I say things to bring you down and emasculate you? So a lot of
Perfectly again.
yeah, so that's why I said the Bible said life and death is in the power of your tongue. So I believe personally that's why I bring a lot of aspects back to God and what he says because it's so true. If you're speaking over, in your community, I don't need a man. We don't need now everybody's saying it. Oh, we got to start the 4B movement. We're not having sex. We're not going on dates. We're unalive. We're not having a children. Do you not see that it manifests in itself? So, and it's overriding those that want the good things, that want to see the positivity. That has to override that. But people just, the negativity is just so strong. It
Inconvenient.
yes. And it's just easier to do wrong and it's more fulfilling and it's more gratification, but at the end of it, it's gonna it leaves a damage behind you.
Hmm.
Like it was good to get your little revenge, but now look, you alienating your son from the dad because you're in your feelings now. You've corrupted your child, or you've made that man feel like he's crying, like, but I don't get a chance and I'm doing everything I can.
Mhm.
It's just bad. And
I get it.
so I just really think we need to go back to traditions and we do need a higher, power to um help lead us and guide us because right now, left to our own vices and our own truths and social constructs that we've made for ourselves, veering away from it because we don't want to stick to nothing, we're in a bad situation.
And structure. What structure was what? What was structure?
What do you mean? With sound and firm?
No, what you just said. You just described what structure was.
Yeah, I love it.
The the traditional teachings was our structure.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you need it. I mean, if anybody knows their creation, I think God would know what to say because we generally do the same things in different areas and different time, like we were talking about before. We just remix everything. There's been rises and falls, and women have done, try to be the Jezebels and lead the man to cause the whole kingdom fall. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? And men, they like, "Oh, I like her so much. She's a baddie, Delilah." Okay, but what she do? She took your strength, put out your
Well,
eyes. So now you
I
can't see and you don't have no strength. She emasculated you. So what have we learned? Like we've gone away from the things that just tell you and show you how we are sometimes. And but even the houses, as you said, now the leaders acting crazy, like staying like just
mhm,
the course because you veered off because it wasn't really cool and you're trying to get people in here with gimmicks and like motivational words. No, no, no. Just stick to what's here and
mhm.
stop adding like, extra cinnamon because now, oh my goodness, you just threw everything off. Like just keep it simple. And that's how my godfather has always taught me. That's why I think I'm able to
Yep.
apply a lot of not my perspective, what I've learned to a lot of conversation and
Mhm.
um, to be able to have conversation with most people. And I like knowledge, but I like to revert back to the thing that helps me and keeps me grounded because I know what Stephanie wants. I know what Stephanie the things that she's done that didn't work, but okay, oh, you get antsy in your pants, but you're like, okay, I gotta stay, as you say, disciplined at this moment because I'm trying to be intentional. You know what I'm saying? So um that helps. And even
Hey,
more scarcity, if you're looking for something, you do need more focus and discernment. But if you're out there being willy-nilly, you're not gonna have it. You're not gonna have clarity of thought. You're not. And then now that you gave in, now, well, you're discredited. We can't use you anymore. So get in the back of the, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the pastor. If you start doing crazy stuff, well, you kind of messed it up a little, you
I,
know?
I think I think what it is for the most part, even though I agree with what you're saying,
Hmm.
I think it does play a part where don't try to bargain with something that's a part of nature or your purpose and design. Okay.
Hmm.
If you're applying the effort in one direction, you'll be fine. You'll
Yeah.
be fine. But if you're sometiming with it or more than one person is getting that type of attention, yeah, now what you just said will be applied because you're not going to treat life like an auction.
Hmm.
And I think that's what people are fed up with being treated like this is some type of auction.
What do you mean?
When, it's easy to get. All I got to do is throw down a little bit, not the retail price, but a minimal price. When you go to the auction, you're not paying for full value of whatever it is. You're getting it at a Groupon discount rate.
Possibly, but it
Even
depends.
though,
It depends on what type of auction because they do have luxury auctions when people are like voting
yeah,
over
but you
millions.
don't. But this is the thing about auction. That's why I use it as my example. You don't get the test ride prior to. You got to put money down on something that you never even drove before or tried out before. You get what I'm saying? You got to buy it as is.
Yeah, that's pretty
Hmm.
much. But it's okay.
So,
That's why what I've seen people do, because I worked at the auction, they put in the diagnostics reader. So that's where you have to have your discernment. That's where you have to have your questions. And you sit down with this whatever moment of time that you have
mhm.
your coffee date or go on the date, whatever it is, and you see where this person is. Or you have the conversation And then you be like, well, I don't want to buy.
Correct.
So you save yourself. Now you don't have to participate in that specific purchase or putting mass amount of money down to know that it's still a lemon. So
Isn't that
that's
shocking
really,
that we're teaching people how to shop?
yeah.
It's-
But that really needs to be a family thing because the families are inviting another person into their family. So
Damn,
those
those were the days.
you're established, like I said, there's social culture and then there's your family culture. So it's like, well, if you bring the girl home, she looking like this. What up, dog? Hey, girl. What's your mama gonna say? Who, boy? What you bringing in this house? What
No,
is that?
well,
You know,
I
we don't. Where she come from?
listen.
Oh, her mom or stuff like that. Oh, but she cool people. Like, no, 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 no. There's some standards that you do, have to have.
Well, I'm
Who
glad I
knows?
don't
Like,
have
you
those
probably just brought her
issues.
home because she probably had a big butt or something. You probably just brought her home. You probably, you know what I'm saying? You didn't really do your due diligence.
I'm glad I don't have those problems.
You don't have a problem, but most people do. And they don't know how to vet and they don't know how to shop. And that's what we have to change. So coming together, as I was saying, better together, we can help one another. And there's not going to be anybody that's going to really support us like black men, you know, because you guys do have sympathy for us, but I know that it's probably at the peak, but I know like deep down in your hearts that you still don't want to see us cast at the wayside, but
There's more frustration than there is
mhm,
anything else.
yeah. So it's just
Because
like,
remember, most guys, they're
mhm,
remembering, at least the guys, age group wise, they remember how their mother was. They remember the transitions, of women from this time period to now.
mhm,
You know, they was there during the 90s, the 2002 into the, they saw the different breeds of women that came around. And most men will tell you, damn, they miss those women that was during the 80s, the
mhm,
70s, the 80s, because it wasn't this complex.
mhm,
You met a chick, y'all exchanged names, numbers, y'all went to each other's house, y'all made love to each other, and y'all stuck with each other. These today, oh Lord, it's like I see more men today meeting women and saying no before they even get to the first date.
mhm.
You understand? It's always like buyer's remorse. Like, damn, I didn't know she was that crazy until I didn't know she was. Come on,
Well,
rather it's the way they talk, the way they look, something that makes a man just says, never mind. That's happening more now than it was during that. Back then, you didn't have to. Come on, man. You knew when you met a chick. Number one, you knew that was a chick, not an impersonator. Two, you knew it was no problem. Hey, oh, you live over here? All right, cool. It was more transparency. Now, you don't know if that chick got warrants. You don't know if that's really a chick. Yeah, I mean, like I said, chicks are running around thinking they could date you for 8 months and you still never know what their bathroom look like.
mhm,
Hell, you never. There's guys that we've had a conversation with. They've been dating a chick for 8 months, a year, to never seen her without a wig or weave.
mhm.
The transparency is over protected now than it was before.
because
But
everybody's playing games, and like you
but
said,
yeah,
it's imposter.
mm-hmm,
So it's like you just have to. It's just elevated like that.
mm-hmm,
And that's just society. And it's elevated with a lot of things. So like I said, usually life reflects in other ways, right?
mm-hmm,
So people are doing a lot of fraudulent things. People trying to do shortcuts. People try to manipulate. A lot of people using witchcraft and things like that to get what they
mm-hmm.
quick results instead of just being a good person and like asking God, like, hey, God, show me first of all, keep the people away that I don't need, and please bring me, help me see the one that's for me. No, but
You're
we got
supposed to do that
burning incense,
beforehand. Not
light
you
sage, and
don't. You hold up, hold up. You don't wait till the person is in your house and start asking that. That should have been acted upon and decided and all that prior to you meeting the guy.
no, but that's what I'm saying. But it's
Hmm.
still a process. I mean,
Of course, it's a
yeah,
process. I'm just saying.
some like you got to put people in different tests because y'all people know how
Hmm.
to put a mask on for a long time. So I gotta press some
Hmm.
buttons. If you like me enough and you like the lady said, and you make a decision, oh, she ain't that bad. But she's a little crazy that with time, but compared to most, she's okay. Yeah, you have to put people in different situations because you have to see how they react if they're mad, angry, or cuss you out, mm,
Hmm.
more things like that. And or if they're very disrespectful to
Parent,
you, which
parenting
is
skills,
but
all of that.
yeah, so it takes time to see those things, but like I was saying, because of different activity in society, now what do we have? Back in the day, we used to just have cash. Then we used to have a debit card. Now people can duplicate the debit card. Then you had to get the debit card with the chip. Now you just got to do the tap. Now the tap got the NF thing in it. Now you got the two-step verification. Before you could just log in. Now you got to do the two-step. Prove that you're not a human. You're a robot. Do you
Mm,
understand?
mm, mm.
So a lot of people develop new ways to shortcut and imposter and come off an AI and use and manipulate things. So now you do have to have extra things in place just to make sure to make show. And
And you
that
want to
must
know
that make
something? I mentioned to say this so many times, but that is my biggest fear is AI because AI will have you believe you're talking to somebody that you know, and it's not who you know.
mhm. That's why when I do answer the phone, I try to answer in like a different tone because I don't know. And a lot of sometimes your information might be out there. There's been so many breaches. You don't know. People, they're smart people out there. And with AI, they know how to um do things. I seen this guy, he was on the show, he just had this, it was just a little doohickey, but he said I
Mm,
can control everything from here. Just this little thing with antennas, but there's some people that are like beautifully and amazing smart that can like, man, like, hey, why
mhm.
wouldn't you use your ability to transfer like 50 Bitcoin into my account real quick? You know what I'm saying? But you just have to be more careful.
It's hard. It's very
Mhm.
hard.
Yeah. But we can end the show on that. But I think we
Mhm.
can definitely we definitely need to come together. I see a lot of people are having more conversations, but I'm
And less
I'm really
solutions
not liking these
because
women being extreme
mhm,
in certain things like that just shows that like you said that those emotions, those feelings, you should be able to regulate that. Like it shouldn't take you to the extreme where you're like screaming on TikTok and screaming in your
mhm,
car and shaving your head as a movement.
makes no sense.
Oh my
It
goodness.
made no sense.
It was
All of that just because of what? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Temper tantrum on a different level.
Oh my God. I have to show you this because I thought
But
it was so
but they
hmm
will still take whatever money the government give them. They will still try to benefit off of whatever
hmm
the person that they didn't vote for,
hmm
whatever benefit that comes out of it, they will still accept
hmm
it. And that is a contradiction. If you don't like the person, why would you take their money? Why would you try to benefit? Come on.
because that is the hypergamous nature of a woman to be provided for, right?
Okay.
My mother said, "Don't ever reject money if he's being generous." I said, "Okay." My dad was like, "Hey, here's $20." And I'd be like, "No, dad doesn't." My mother, "You better take that." And I'd be like, "Yeah." When I do take it, I'm like, "Man, I needed some gas." So it just be coming in handy, or you just put it somewhere and you're like, man, yeah, that guy, my dad just gave me $20. So it do be, helping, and it's just appreciated. Let me see. Okay, let's one more. I just thought this was so funny. I guess we can end on something funny, I guess. I guess. Let's see.
Distraught after the recent presidential election? Here at Don't Cry Cryo, we understand your pain, and we're here to help. Our expert team of cryogenic care providers can cryogenically freeze you until the Trump presidency has ended. No more crying, no more anxiety attacks, just blissful sleep until Trump is gone. When you awaken from your slumber, we'll even have a party ready and waiting for you. It will be like his presidency never even happened. It was all just a bad dream. As an added bonus, you can choose the Vance add-on package. We'll extend your sleep for an additional 4 years at a 50% discount in the event JD Vance wins the next presidential election. Everything will be okay. We're here to take care of you in your time of need. So remember, don't cry, cryo.
Yeah,
Where
he's
am
really
I?
trying.
Oh, please tell
He's
me it's
really
over.
trying.
Wait, something isn't right.
This is your captain, Elon Musk. I want to be the first one to welcome you to Mars. Sorry, Donald Trump Jr. was just elected president, and he deported all Don't Cry Cryo customers to Mars.
What the? Distraught after the recent presidential
That was
election.
so funny.
Mm-mm-mm.
He said he he exported all those cryo people to Mars.
He said,
They thought they were sleeping and woke up on Mars. That was kind
that
of
is
funny.
so
I did
crazy.
laugh so hard. We'll freeze you till the presidency's over. I was laughing. I was like, see, you got people.
That reminded me. What was that movie? Sylvester Stallone and
Mm,
Wesley Snipes.
mm.
Judge Dredd.
I
Talking about
love Judge
yeah,
Dredd.
talking about cryogenics and all of that. I'm
Mhm.
like, man, listen. I
I
wish
love
y'all would put me to sleep. When I wake up, I'm gonna kick. Boy, I'm gonna be so violent. Talking about
I
you went to sleep for 57 years. No, I didn't. Y'all put me to sleep. What?
I couldn't be in that way. You would have to like totally tie me my hands up against my will because that's some scary stuff.
We've seen movies like that. That's crazy.
Mhm.
I
Even
couldn't
when
do
I got put under like a couple months ago, them just putting the oxygen mask on my face, I ripped it.
that.
He was like, "All right, I'm gonna I felt claustrophobic right there. I ripped it off, and all I felt was that medicine go in my arm, and my eyes went, and that's all I remember. I was like, they were like, "Yeah, we gotta put this chick down."
I can imagine.
Ooh, I'm sorry, I do. I'd be like, "Ah." but I just thought I'd make
Amen.
you laugh
You
because
did.
a
You
lot of
did.
issues are serious and it is disheartening because all we really do have is us, really. But
Limited numbers of us.
a limited number, but a lot of things can kind of be curtailed if they're willing to learn, you know. Mm, I don't know. That's
Mhm.
a little bit tough, you know. It is tough because I mean we've been on panels where together or alone, and it's just like
Mhm.
people are like, well, I said, yeah, wife's school. I'm like, yeah, we need a school. We need a school of thought. We need a one-track mind. We need a new like mantra, like, all right, we can be better together. We're wives, or
It's a good concept and idea, but
mhm,
like I say, you talking about people that don't want to even get up to go to school because they thought they could just go without.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They come on.
It's hard, but I
You know,
mean,
they
that's
don't
just
need no. I don't need no education. I know what I know. Okay, well, good luck with that.
mhm. But I mean, all I can say is when I listen to a man,
Mhm.
regarding, I mean, I always had a good interaction with men because I like men. Okay, I'm not a woman liker. No way. I mean, you guys smell good,
Mhm.
you look good, you put a suit on, you got your cologne. Oh my goodness. It's great.
Mhm.
And but when I had to learn that I guess as a woman that wants to interact with a certain kind of man, that I would have to reconsider some things, and it wasn't necessarily bad things that women would say, "Oh, you have to be a pick me." No, it was like things that improve myself, like lose some weight, which
Mhm.
is done for me, which is will increase attraction level because I don't think I'm a totally ugly person, you know. I mean, I ain't that bad, but
No.
I'm okay.
No.
Um, it helps even just talking to men a certain way or having a different, mindset or, just the things that were suggested. Like if I was to say, hey Elon or hey whatever, what would increase my chances with a guy like you? Well, first of all, you know, if he
Mhm.
evaluation, okay, cool. Maybe I can, stop wearing, you gotta wear some techie boots. Like, okay, cool. So somebody that's in tech be like, hey, where'd you get those? So they, you know what I'm saying? So you're like gaining the interest in those areas, um, or cooking, learn how to cook. Like, okay, that might make increase some chances because okay, you have a lot of gatherings and you like to entertain. You might have a big family, so having somebody to help you in the kitchen with your mom and aunties, like, cool. Now, it, you just do different things. You just become a better woman and learning some traditional, roles, the things that have always worked or the things that men always enjoy is a pleasant woman and somebody that they're attracted
Mhm.
to and, that somebody that desires them and
Mhm.
um, somebody that's intentional, that's just not a starfish. Be like, okay, hurry up and get done, like, but love on your man and be there for him and don't betray him, being loyal if so that he can, like you said, that woman that you can trust that woman with everything.
Right.
Um, so I think if we do get out our way and stop being selfish, we can just turn it around. It doesn't take that much. It really doesn't.
I
But
mean, it's idealistically, I would agree.
Mhm,
Realistically,
I would agree.
mm, mm, mm,
But what's
mm,
hard, but you know what's hard?
mm.
The other thing that you have to face is, you know what? I like what Stephanie has. Um, she's married to she's Stephanie Schaff. I just rather take her man because he's already established instead of go getting their own man.
Yeah.
What a lot of people do because it's I don't know, it's weird. So
Well, you have
that's crazy. They won't get another man, but they'll get your man.
No,
Oof.
they won't. No, they won't get Stephanie, man.
It's so hard, and I've seen it. I was like, even with
They
my
won't.
dad, I'm like, you
Mm,
know, my dad's married, but
mm.
women, they do. They be,
Won't be getting
oh, they
Stephanie,
tap you
too.
on the shoulder, you know,
Mm,
like, get off my daddy. You know, that's how
mm,
I would see that. And I'm like, stop flirting my dad. I'd be so mad. I'd be like this,
mm.
but
You
um,
try, but you no cigar.
right. So I think if we had enough confidence and if you if the person can reason and like you said, accept accountability and change, like and just
Mm.
turn away from those things, yeah, they can have better results. I mean, I'm sure men just want to be respected and treated nice, and like you said, just care about me. But if
Men,
you
men are
say it
getting
in words, it don't sound
men
like
are
you care about me.
men are getting different. Men are getting on some leave me the hell alone. Because and I say that because they're realizing from watching other guys, other situations, it's not worth it.
Hmm.
It's not worth it.
And I can understand that. I mean, if you've exhausted all options and you're like, well, I just might get the courage enough to leave or try something different, then I totally understand that because,
It's no, it's what it is it's the frustration that's getting to people.
hmm hmm
We
I
cannot
understand. Like,
keep
if you don't want to be slinging it out here and you just like, I just want to settle down and have some children, like, this is
but
ridiculous.
if but right, but see if you're a man wanting to settle down
Hmm.
and you see women that are making it complicated, you'd be like, you know what the hell with it. And this is why they put that out there that majority of men out here is only getting sex 3 times, 4 times out of the year
Hmm.
because it's not worth investing in
Hmm.
something that is going to make wasted time,
Hmm.
create more problems than what it's even worth. You know,
Hmm.
you're not going to get what you need. You're going to get everything but. That is draining.
Right.
Starting over constantly is draining for black men.
Mm.
That's like every time you turn around, you got to find a new place to live. That is draining. Do you understand?
I understand that.
So draining where when you do get a spot, and that's it. I'm not moving no more. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start living off the grid because this is crazy. It's complicated. It's getting more and more complicated. This is why guys is like, man, the hell with it.
Yeah.
It's too much.
But the thing is, like I said, society is backing that, and that's
Of
not good.
course.
That's why I think a lot of people voted for, Trump the way it did because it's like you gotta have order. The it's only so long
Yeah.
things happen, and then it's called self correct. So
Hmm.
we've let things go for so long because we thought that a particular party was our party. But I mean, they're still bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a left, it's
Hmm.
a right, but it's still the same freaking craziness. Um, but still, like, with the when you're like you're letting other people run amok and they're like oppressing other people, it's like, man, once I
Hmm.
say anything, or you're gonna take everything from me, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just because I said Rainbow Bright, I don't know what the heck, whatever. But
Hmm.
you took it at, oh, like it didn't even mean the cause for all that. So we've been
Mhm.
oppressed. I mean, the people that had to live with that, but now, okay, you can't win all the time, so we're like, okay, we're fighting back, or we're gonna say, hey, we're gonna try to change this.
Yeah, okay.
And when, they're not getting, the brats or people that are brats aren't getting their way anymore, which it can go the other way too. The Republicans can become brats, then people are gonna push back. So it's always gonna be a tug of war type of thing.
You did on live with me where I said
Mhm,
if he really wanted to be a bum about things, yo, the way things is moving, oh, we're gonna charge $200 a month to have a social media account. I'm telling you, it would be nuts out here.
mhm,
And the reason being because people don't believe that it would be worth it. Because
mhm.
what are they getting out of it? That's the mindset I'm talking about. What am I getting out of giving these people $200 so I could talk to people, strangers at that, and still do what I've been doing for free on this app?
Mhm.
Well, it would rock people's world.
Well,
But you won't hear from a
they
lot of
would
people
give you.
either.
No, you know what they would do? How Google does? We're incorporating phone services in this monthly subscription.
Mhm,
You can do all your videos and video conference work from home. And so
mhm.
now it becomes a comprehensive thing. Stream your videos and okay, we'll make it bigger now. We'll have instead of 4 people on the screen, we can do 8 people on the screen. So they'll try to do trade-offs, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't know. When you live in a capitalistic society, they can capitalize and put a price on anything. Hopefully, they don't put a price on air because we will all be in a bad way.
Oh, man, my life is totally different than that. I'm gonna keep that way.
I guess you're just gonna have to really live off grid.
Hey,
They get your chickens and your little cow.
hey.
Well, I guess we can end the show because it definitely has come to a stop. But I thank you
Huh?
guys for rocking with me. I'm still trying to build the White School podcast, just inviting
You
people and
will.
interviewing people to grow and to have the tough discussions, but in a respectable way. We don't have to get loud and belligerent to,
You have to act
express
like
how
I'm
we feel
negative.
about issues and things that are, hurting us or grievances we may have, And, I hope to be an example of that. I know I was throwing a little shade here and there tonight, but,
You wouldn't be Stephanie if you didn't.
I wouldn't be stepping if I didn't. But
No, no.
we all know how to smile and have fun and apologize. So if I did do too much shade tonight, I do apologize.
Mhm.
But thank you for coming on, Carl.
Anytime.
Always nice to have you.
Anytime. Anytime.
And all
Oh, I'm
those
the
that
biggest.
joined in the chat. Drafer was lighting it up tonight. I'm trying to keep up a
Yep.
little bit. So, as he said, in high character trumps high value. So we just continue to build the character in us, realize that we're not better than one another, but we're equally as valuable and we need each other. God made the black man for the black woman,
Mhm.
but he made humans for humans, but I mean, he made us for each other because we have a specific culture um about us that we get that we understand. So all we just need to do is show that understanding, show that respect, and show that love for one another so that we can build back better, make Black people great again. That's what we should be focusing on. Get our own hats,
Wow.
and just focus on that regardless. Like, that's our contingency plan, is us and what we're doing. And we have a lot of knowledge. We have books. We can do so many things. We know what trusts are. We know what wills are. We know what universal life insurance policies are. Okay.
Hmm.
And we can utilize these things that other people have used, but get with an intelligent man, an intelligent woman, and yeah, just let's shoot for the stars together. And that's it. That's all I have to say.
Salute, salute,
Don't be
salute.
afraid. Don't be afraid, guys. Talk to me first. You guys have a good night.
Salute, y'all. Be safe out there.
All right. Okay. Okay, sister, stay in the studio until the outro the to the video finishes, and so I can
Okay.
do the recording. It might be loud, so I
No problem.
apologize.
I just wanna take a